delivery.
It's Canadian Tire's Black Friday sale.
With the lowest prices of the year.
How low can we go?
Limbo again?
Shop the Black Friday sale at Canadian Tire and save up to 60%. November 27th to December 7th. Conditions apply. Details online.
He's heading into the driveway. Temperature's dropping fast, folks. He opens the hood and, oh no, the battery's on thin ice.
Yeah, that's a tough break, Tim. I mean, you can't expect to compete and win with weak parts in your game like that.
But wait, he's made a clutch move. He's gone to Napa Auto Parts for the win. They've got batteries, winter-grade oils, antifreeze, and wiper blades built for cold Alberta conditions.
That's a championship play, Tim.
With over 85 Alberta locations, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026.
Progress he's made.
What's your
Patriots
share?
in field goal range.
Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the move, you're never more than a tap away from Sports 1440. Download the radio player or iHeart app today so you can get all access anytime to Edmonton's only sports radio station, Sports 1440. The Jason Gregor Show.
Patriots in field goal range at the moment. Here's one downfield and caught for the touchdown. Connor Williams
On Sports 1440.
More space in the paint. And talks to the crowd.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Behind move by Smith. What a dangle. Back to the inside. He's got what a goal by Will Smith.
What a tremendous Tuesday afternoon. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. As always, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Maybe you'll listen and watch later. Join us on the podcast or in the replay on YouTube. Wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching, thank you very much. Hope you're having a lovely Tuesday afternoon. Oilers back in action. They start a 5-game homestand tonight against the Minnesota Wild. This should be the toughest test of the homestand. You got the Wild, who absolutely demolished the NHL in the month of November, going 11-1-2. They're actually 9-0-2 in their last 11 games, where they have 4 shutouts in that time. Jesper Wallstedt has 3 of those. He'll get the start tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. For the Minnesota Wild. A little bit of a slip up there, Oilers fans, because many of you were like, why don't we just draft him when you had the chance? It's a fair point. It is a very fair point, but alas, it did not happen. And now he's a member of the Minnesota Wild. The Wild are a little bit banged up, though. They got 4 regular forwards out of the lineup tonight. Foligno, Urhoff, who was replacing Rossi as their number 1 center. Urhoff got hurt last game in Buffalo, so he is out. And that means Ryan Hartman will be their number 1 center tonight. That's an advantage to me. That's a mismatch for the Edmonton Oilers, and we'll see if they can take advantage of that tonight. Edmonton just looking to find consistency, something that has been lacking all season long for them. They're one of only 6 teams in the NHL who have yet to win 3 games in a row. Heck, the Calgary Flames have won 3 games in a row. The Edmonton Oilers have yet to do it, and we'll see if they can find their game tonight. It was very good on Saturday. We'll see if it gets better tonight. We'll find out. But same lineup that got them the win in Seattle. Of course, you will have McDavid centering Savoy and Hyman. You got Draisaitl with Manja, Pawnee, and Podkolzin. Nugent Hopkins with Henrique and Janmark. And then Lazar centering Frederick and Clattenburg. Bouchard, Ekholm, Nurse, Regula, Kulak, and Emerson. And Stuart Skinner gets the start in goal tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Wild will counter with a top line of Hartman with Zuccarello and Kaprizov. Then Eriksson Ekkas with Boldy and Johansson. Boldy and Kaprizov each had 10 goals in the month of November in 14 games. So both those guys are pretty hot. You got Nico Sturm with Trennan and Tarasenko. And then Ben Jones, Tyler Pitlick, and Liam Ogren as the fourth line on the back end. Brock Faber and Brodin. Spurgeon and Middleton. Zeev Bium and Zach Bogosian with, of course, Wallstead in between the pipes. Now, local boy, Jared Spurgeon comes back home. Talk about a big reason why Minnesota has been able to get back on track is that pairing of Spurgeon and Middleton. In the month of October, it was tough stretch. Middleton got outscored 9-3. Spurgeon got outscored 13-2 at 5-on-5. But in the month of November, they were on the ice for 1 goal against. And that happened in their last game against Buffalo. They almost had the perfect month, 5-on-5, or you don't give up a goal. That is pretty impressive. And that's a main reason why they have found their stride. The whole team's obviously playing well, but that pairing in Middleton and Spurgeon have been excellent for the Minnesota Wild. Gregor Show is always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. You can get in the game. Remember, go to PlayAlberta.ca and you get the odds boosts on few ones. We have the Oilers over the Wild and Stu Skinner, 23 saves or more tonight. We'll see. And then we went, and then we always like to do one on game days that's specific to the Oilers and then one around the league. And by the way, we're on a little bit of a heater here, 5 in a row. So I want to check it out. And we have the Avalanche beating the Canucks by 2, the Red Wings beating the Bruins by 2, no David Pastrnak. And the Lightning just to win. So you can take your chances. Good luck at PlayAlberta.ca. Always stay within your limits. Big shout out yesterday for our, we got off to a very good start. Gary in the month of giving. Gary, actually, when I sent him a note to get a hold of Christmas Bureau, his furnace literally conked out yesterday just as he was listing. So, well, actually on Sunday. So kind of perfect timing. And he ended up getting the Legacy Heating package. So thank you very much. And today we got another great package that people, they love this. Some of you have it. More of you are getting it. It is, it's awesome. It's courtesy of, if you like lights, and I can tell you, I have this on my home, and it is awesome. It's courtesy of Astoria Lighting. It comes the gemstone lights and supplied for the front face of your home up to 250 feet. Now, that's a lot of feet. So you got a bungalow, that can even end up going down the sides if you like. Even if a top one that you have, and there's some pictures we'll put up to show you just how big it is, but that's a significant amount of lighting. You got a 2-story home, you're gonna have no problem covering it. It's year-round permanent LED lighting, right? It goes in the fascia. It's awesome. It doesn't, like some people keep up their Christmas lights way too long and they look terrible and then everything fades and it's awful. None of that. Never fades. It's individually addressable lights. There's limitless patterns, colors. There's holidays, special events. If you're an Oiler fan, you want to have the blue and orange, you can put it on. And you can change it all the time for your kids' birthdays, for your anniversary, Christmas, Halloween. On Halloween, they have it so it's like orange and black, and it looks like the way the lights move, it looks like it's a ghost flying around your house outside. It's pretty awesome. So they even have the true warm white pattern. So it's cloud-enabled control from anywhere from your Apple or Android device. You can set it up on a timer. So you want your lights to come on every day. Let's say, well, now it's wintertime, so off. And then they'll shut off, so you never have to worry about it. This is spectacular. So if you've been thinking about getting it, now's the time to do it. We're going to help out Santa's Anonymous today. So 833-401-1440, the Astoria Lighting Home package. It's awesome. Awesome stuff. Got this text coming in. Hey, guys, I've been in this package last year. I have to say it's unreal. I like it even better than I thought I would. My wife was the one who really wanted it. I think now I like it even more. The patterns are great, but more importantly, no more having to set up the Christmas lights, and the service was awesome. Oh, there you go. Well, thanks, Mike, for that. I appreciate it. So if you want in, very simple. You can text 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. And it goes to Santa's Anonymous. So rock and roll. Bill's in at 500. Mike's at 6. And now we're up to 1,000 from Dan, and we're off and running. So there we go. I can tell you we're about 20% of retail value on this one. So awesome start in the first few minutes of the show. Last night, the New England Patriots. Whew, Pats. Now, they were beaten up in the Giants, so let's pump the brakes on that. But still, they're 11-2. They've won 10 games in a row. That is wild, man. Good for them. And the race in the AFC, like, honestly, I'm going to say it right now. I don't think the Colts are going to make the playoffs. They were 7-1 and then 8-2. But they've lost 2 in a row. They've got the Jaguars twice. They play Houston, who's rolling, and they have 2 other hard games. Like, they got a brutal schedule down the stretch. And Jones can't run right now, right? And which I think is impacting the run. He's not a threat to run. When he was, the defense had to respect it a little bit. It was open up lanes. Taylor, who was, a few weeks ago, Connor, people were talking about this guy being an MVP candidate. Well, he's basically ran himself out of that conversation after the last few weeks. I think it's probably Drake May at the top. Matt Stafford probably right there with him, I would think, as the 2 leading candidates for MVP now.
Yeah, I mean, it usually goes to a winner. So those guys atop the conferences would probably be right there in the conversation for sure. Jonathan Taylor didn't even have a bad game against the Texans, just not MVP level, I would say. Still went for 85 yards. Texans are going to take that all day. But yeah, hard to argue with, Matthew Stafford, bad game for him, turnover-wise against the Panthers. That ended up costing them, and Drake May's winning a lot of games. So I would say so, yes, as much as I think that the Patriots are overachieving and I'm skeptical of them. I think they're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. It's a regular season award, so why not?
Yeah, well, we'll see. But they are they're playing well, man. I give them credit. Like, you look at the Broncos and they got a really good record, but there's no one on their team that you would look and say, okay, this guy's an MVP worthy player. And so I think, like, outside of that, who's actually had a really good year, but people probably won't want it. Patrick Mahomes had a really good season, but the Chiefs are 6-6. He's not going to get it. Nor should he. The other guys, Dak Prescott's had a pretty good season for Dallas, and they are 6-5-1. Like, what if all of a sudden, they win 5 in a row and they end up 11-5-1? He might put himself in that conversation, right? The Bears have been the greatest story as far as unexpected in the NFL. I just, I don't know if their quarterback would put himself in that conversation. Their run game's really good now.
Yeah, we know it's a quarterback award. Jackson Smith-Njigba has been absolutely massive for the Seahawks, putting himself in the offensive player of the year category. And if you want another player who, won't win, but is having a heck of a year, how about James Cook in Buffalo? Having a really good year. They're going to win football games. Man, and like, I feel like he's constantly slept on. And the last few years, James Cook has been one of the best backs in the league.
Yeah. Oh, no question.
And in fantasy wise, you probably got him late in the first round, maybe even the second. So yeah, it's a good discussion right now.
Yeah. Cam came in at 1,500. Now Joanna's in. She came in at 1,600 as we rock and roll on the Astoria Lighting package. So keep them coming in. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. We will hear from Chris Knobloch. I asked him about Trent Frederick, and actually, Cons, we'll see if we can get that answer queued up right away from Knobloch today on Trent Frederick. Thought he had a really good, well thought out, didn't sugarcoat it, didn't bury the player. Just, I thought, was very honest in his assessment of Trent Frederick at this stage. And because I asked him, like, as a coach, like, I think we can all say, hey, Trent Frederick hasn't played to the level that he's capable of playing. The player he was in Boston, we haven't seen in Edmonton yet. And in Boston, he was aggressive, he was physical, and I think that plays into his strength. It's an emotional player. When he played with more emotion, he was better. I haven't seen that in Edmonton. So why? And then I asked, as a coach, you can say, okay, the player hasn't got there, but you don't just bury the player. That's not going to help you, right? Like, the guy's got an 8-year contract. You want him to get back to being the player he was. So how do you help him as a coach? So we'll get to Knobloch's response on that in a second. Few other ones coming in, 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Hey, Gregor, what'd you think of Lizotte last night? The NHL seems to have no issue with guys nutting each other. Frank, the term makes me laugh, but you're right. If you watch that play on Hathaway, Lizotte turns around, man, and that's a direct blow right to the twig and berries. Like, when I look at what I think like cheap plays, and I know people are like, oh yeah, but Hathaway hit him hard. Well, is that not allowed? Was he facing him face to face when he hit him? Yeah. Because Lizotte was close to the boards and bent over a little bit on the bench, is that illegal? No. So I don't understand the argument. And I don't care if Hathaway is a cheap player at other times in his career. That's irrelevant to the point that you are allowing guys to basically take their stick and give it you the old poke right up the nuts. Like, that, to me, spitting in the face, number one cheap thing, disrespectful hit. Purposely nutting a guy, it's right there. It's slightly below. Other disrespect. Yeah, I can't think of something else. I can't think of anything else. So now he's probably going to get a fine. And maybe that's all it's worth, is a fine. But I'm telling you, a guy nuts you like that, to me, is open season to just grab him and pound the living snot out of him. That's how I look at it, man. Like, there's just certain things that you shouldn't do. And that's one. Hit from behind is blatantly cheap, no question about it. The NHL doesn't seem to think so, so whatever. But like, real disrespectful, spit in the face, and a purpose nut job, man. It's awful. Absolutely. Cons, can you think of anything else that comes close to those two? Like, what else would it get? Like, what else? Because Connor Halley's pretty calm dude. Like, what else would get the con man fired up?
Like, are we maybe like poking me in the eye? I don't know how it would happen. Like, we're going extreme here. Spitting in the face is a big one. Like, we saw that.
Spitting's number one.
Yeah, we saw that in the NFL too, right? With
you got a game suspension.
Jamar Chase spitting led to fist. That's going to happen. Low blows, absolutely. Those are the two big ones for sure. In hockey, like a slew foot to me is a dirt ball move. Those would be the big ones.
Yeah, slew foot. That's another good one. I just the nut shots I'm not a fan of, man. And I don't know, like the NHL, like, I'm sure it's not a suspension.
Do you think players take note of that on different teams?
I'm telling you, man.
Like, that guy sucks. Hey, Blake Lizotte, he's a little bit of a rat. That's okay. But there's always going to, at some point, you got to pay the piper. I'm a big believer in that. And the next time they meet, like, Lizotte's obviously never fighting Hathaway. Never happened. But if I'm somebody else in that Philadelphia team who's more in the weight class of Lizotte, I'm not even giving him the opportunity to say, yes, we're going. I'm just saying, we're going now. And away you go. You got to do it sometime. So now here is Chris Knobloch. When I asked him about, as a coach, what do you do? What can you help to get Frederick back to his game?
It's a tough one. It's not only for a player to play his best, he's got to be in a position to feel like he can contribute. And whether it's joining a new team or just finding a role or whatever it is, we haven't been able to do that. And Trent's obviously disappointed with his season so far. We do expect more from Trent. I think he's a tremendous player that hasn't played to his potential. And it's on the coaching staff and Trent himself to get that out of him and find out how he can help us win hockey games. And when he is playing his best, yes, he has to be tenacious. He has to be driving the nets and really keeping his game really simple. And, I think just with the circumstances, him signing his contract and often sometimes when players put more expectations on themselves, what it is just more weight on your shoulders, and it just paralyzes you. He wants to do so much more, but it's kind of getting away from what his identity is and playing to his strengths. So I know Trent will come around, and I know he'll be a key player for us in the future. Right now, we're just trying to get it out of him.
Yeah, trying to get it out of him. It's not that simple. So we'll see if they can do it. And that's what you have to do as a coach. You can't just say, oh, well, you know what? We're going to leave him over here and let him figure it out. Now, a lot of it comes from the player, no mistake. And I thought the coach did a good job of mentioning that. But it's clearly Trent Frederick's got to get going here. We got a few more bids coming in. We went, we got 1,800 from Dan. Then we went up to 2,000 from Cam, and now 2,500 from Don. Now we're going. Everybody, this, you know what? Just almost halfway to retail. So now we're getting going. Everybody knows this is unbelievable. We've had actually a few other tweets and texts about this lighting package. I love it. Scott says, "Hey guys, we just got these installed a few weeks ago. They're awesome. Astoria was wonderful to deal with. Our installer Peter was A+ as well. Great package from Scott." Well, Scott, thanks for that. It's always good to have people tweeting and texting the show about what we're giving, what we're auctioning off. So that gives a little bit more credibility, although I didn't need it anyway. Astoria's been a great partner of ours on the show for a long time. So I know that they'll do fantastic work. We coming up on the show, I haven't even told you, we got a great lineup for you today. Anthony LaPantha is going to join us, talk a little Wild right away. Talk some hoops. Break up the Thunder, dude. They're unreal right now. Dave McCarthy will be by. Struddy, Spec, DVD, Cam Tate, Terry Ryan. Man, is a loaded Tuesday edition. Orders taking on the Wild. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
We want orange. Give us the orange. We want orange. Bring back the orange.
You got it, Canada. Booster Juice orange smoothies are back by popular demand. The original, the marathon, and orangesicle smoothies are back and bursting with tangy zest of oranges. They're Canadian favorites. Orange, you glad they're back? Only for a limited time. So squeeze the day, smoothie lovers, and head to a Booster Juice near you now. Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Feel a cold coming on? Reach for Oregano 8. With 8 powerful immune boosters like oregano oil, garlic, elderberry, and vitamin C, it delivers fast, effective relief. Available now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of each month.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Did you know the Brick is proudly Canadian owned and operated? We started right here in Canada over 50 years ago. Now, our 5,000 team members are proud to be your neighbor in more than 200 communities across Canada. And we support all Canadians with a growing selection of quality made Canadian products and manufacturers. Nobody knows more about furnishing Canadian homes at the guaranteed lowest price than us. The Brick, saving you more.
Visit thebrick.com and use our store locator to find a Brick store near you.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth, fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI, Custom Floors Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are never alone. NotAloneCo.com. It's okay to not be okay.
Let's do it.
Portions of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. The Oilers are back in action, and OTR is ready to be your hockey headquarters. $5.75 Molson Canadian, 69-cent wings, and you can play score and win every game. See more at ontherocks.yeg.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. Game day. They're on Sports 1440. Oilers and the Wild. And this will be a really good test for the Edmonton Oilers as they are looking to find a little consistency, something that has been lacking in their game thus far. You know, Leon Draisaitl said it pretty clearly. Hey, last game was a step in the right direction. We look more like the group we want to be and how we want to play. But one game is one game. You have to do it over a span of time, and tonight's a good opponent. Great chance to follow it up. We need to get to our game and make it feel like we are playing the game we want to play and have the intensity we need to succeed. Coming from Leon Draisaitl. It's one thing that it's been a pretty common theme around the Oilers is that they just lack the passion, the energy in a lot of games early on. And a few of the games that they've won, it was a little bit higher. Seattle obviously was there. You know, Minnesota, hey, they got, no Foligno, so that's kind of a benefit because he's a big, tough dude. But, Trennan's physical. They got Hartman will run around and piss the hell out of you. But Edmonton, how about initiate it? How about make the other team mad at you first rather than wait for them to make you mad? Just a thought. We got Joanne went up to 2,700, and now Evan is at 3,000. So we rock and roll with our package today, the Astoria lighting package for the front face of your home up to 250 feet. This is year-round permanent LED lighting, custom architectural, individual addressable lights. It goes right in the fascia. You know, it's unreal. You're never going to have to change your lights again. It's all LED, so it's even, you know what, it saves you tons. You can put it on a timer at different times of the year. Obviously, in summertime, you're going to turn your lights on later than you would in wintertime. You can have it so it looks like it got pot lights every 6 feet too. If you don't want to have lighting year round, but man, you can have celebrations all the time with the lights on your house. It's fantastic. It's also a cloud-enabled control from anywhere for your Apple or Android device. And we're all helping out Santa's Anonymous today. So let's keep it rolling. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. It's time now to go around the NHL, brought to you by McDonald's, and stop in at McD's right now because they got a lot of things for you to try. Did you know that the Grinchiest meal is here? It's built a worst box with odd socks as a prize and even left behind a Who Hash surprise. Look to see who's getting the Grinch's biggest reveal only at McDonald's. If you like a surprise, check it out. I don't know if it's a surprise, but after the month of October, I don't know if anyone was expecting Minnesota to just take off and dominate the way they did. Shutouts became almost the norm for this team. They went 11-1-2 in the month, tied with Colorado and Dallas for most points in the entire NHL in the month of November. And we'll see what they do for an encore in December. To break down what changed, Anthony LaPanta joins us from Minnesota, the voice of the Wild. Anthony, how you doing, man?
Everything's great. How about you guys?
Hey, well, pretty good. Not as good as the Wild, I'll tell you that. They are red hot. I know it's hard to pick out one thing, Anthony, because when a team like I kind of chuckled. I looked at the Spurgeon Middleton pairing, and their October wasn't very good at all. And then November, they were perfect 5-on-5 until last game. That's the first game they allowed a goal 5-on-5. So I guess let's start with that pair. And what's the major difference you saw in their play from November to October?
Well, the difference is they're playing together. In October, John Hines had split them up. And part of that was because they had Zeke Bouillon, who had a little experience last year, but was basically a true, pure rookie. And David Jiricek, who, although not a rookie, very young in his NHL career, less than 50 games of NHL experience. And they had them both in the lineup at the beginning of the year when Jonas Brodin was injured and then Zach Bogosian was injured. So he had split those two guys up, and he had Spurgeon playing with Zeke Bouillon and Jiricek was playing with Middleton, and they both just seemed off their game. And now you had two of your three defensive pairs included a rookie, a little bit less trust there for sure. And it was right around the 1st of November. It was actually a game before that John Hines said, you know what, we've got to get back to our identity, which has been for 10 years. It's been defensive zone structure, hard to play against. And he put his top four back together with Faber playing with Brodin and then Spurgeon playing with Middleton, and just said, we're going to count on those guys. And everything became more predictable, more structured, more reliable, more dependable. And the team took off. And so that was really the big thing. And you could just see it. Spurgeon, he's such a great leader and a great captain. And, I know he's from here, from the Edmonton area, and it's not a surprise, not a surprise to people around here, but he never said a word. He was a -12. This is a guy he's been a +78 player over the last 4 years, and he's a -12. And there were so many plays where you could just see him about to make a play, and then all of a sudden Zeke Bouillon wouldn't be there, and it just was awkward. So they got back to playing those two guys together, and they've been really good. They've been among the many things that have been better for this club over the last month.
Goaltending obviously has been excellent, and they've been rotating. This will be the 11th straight game where a different goalie's starting. So you're winning, and it doesn't matter. We're going in and out. And Jesper Wallstedt, just the name sends shivers down a lot of Oilers fans because they wanted the Oilers to draft him. And then Edmonton traded down 2 spots and took Xavier Bourgault. And I think we all know right now that has been a trade that looks pretty horrible for Edmonton. Great trade for Minnesota to move up and get the goalie they wanted. And you know what? He spent some time in the minors. They didn't rush him. Now he's come up, and early on, it was in the first month, it was mainly Gustafsson playing, but Wallstead got his opportunities, and my goodness, like shutout. You know, obviously you're not going to get a shutout every game or 3 out of every 4, but when you look at this guy and kind of the goaltending Gustafsson contract kicked in, like they're in a pretty good spot here. And what's impressed you most about Wallstead's game in November?
Well, I think there's a couple things. One is his mental approach to the game. He had a tough year last year, and some of it was his own fault. Some of it was circumstance. The Wild had broken camp last year and had announced that we're going to go with a 3-goalie system. We're going to have Philip Gustafsson, Marc-Andre Fleury, and Jesper Wallstead. They told him to go ahead and get an apartment in the Twin Cities. And then it was really early in the year. They had some injuries elsewhere in the lineup that put him in a cap crunch. And they had told Wallstead, you're going to spend part of the year in the minors because with 3 goalies, we're going to need to send you down just to make sure you're getting work. But you're going to spend a lot of time in the NHL. And when they had injuries and they were really tight to the cap, they had to send him down so that they could make room to bring up injury replacements. Then he went to the American League and didn't play very well. He got lit up early. And it got to him mentally where it was, you know, I was supposed to be in the NHL, now I'm in the American League, and I might never get back. Those 2 guys are playing great. And when he did come back, it was kind of a thrown to the wolves night, a second of back-to-backs in Dallas with a really beat-up Wild roster, and they got blown out there. So this year, when we talked to him in camp, he had made a big deal out of how much he spent in the offseason getting his head right, getting in a better physical condition, but most importantly, just getting himself in the right headspace to deal with as goaltender. You guys know goalies are always going to face adversity. They're always going to have a bump in the road. They're always going to have a soft one. They're going to have a tough night. And he's dealt with that really, really well. And I think both goalies have benefited from the rotation. In October, Gustafsson played 9 of the 12 games. In November, that split was 8 for Gus and 6 for Jesper. And lately it has just been every other night. And it's been every other night, no matter how the guy played. In fact, they had 4 consecutive, not 4 shutouts in a row, but they had 4 shutouts where the guy didn't get the next start. And as you guys know, you get a shutout, you almost always at least get the call the next game. And here they are, nope, you got a shutout last time, but it's your turn tonight. So, and I think the big key for me with Jesper has been the last couple, because as they were easing him in, it's hard to say sheltered, but they sheltered him a little bit where it was a back-to-backs. They'd give Gus the Carolina game and then Jesper would get the New York Islanders or things like that, where they just, not that any game's a gimme, but there are games that are tougher than others. But now here lately, Jesper had probably his biggest statement win was the one against Colorado. Avalanche, the best team in the NHL, had won 10 games in a row, best NHL team Jesper's ever played against. And he came out and fired a bullet in what was a huge 3-2 shootout win for Minnesota during the last homestand. And tonight's going to be that kind of a test for him with this Oiler club. I mean, that even though I know they're struggling, they've got as much firepower as anybody in the league. So these will be the kind of games that will really tell you just where Jesper is with his game.
The Wild, the one negative in November has been the injury bug just keeps biting them. Marco Rossi's gone down 8 games. Looks like he's going to miss a few more weeks. Then you lose Foligno. That's a big loss. They just lost Urov, who came back, and he was kind of like their number 1 center between Zuccarello and Kaprizov. Now he got hurt the last game in Buffalo, so that means Ryan Hartman moves up, and it just any team after a while, too many injuries because some guys are now playing out of position. You could do it for a game or two, and that doesn't seem to impact teams, but long term. So, what's the concern about the center depth right now with the Wild?
Well, I think there's concern. I think there's been concern all year with that, but the injuries have been the story with the Wild really for the last 3 years. And it started this year with Zuccarello out of the lineup. And that was a big part of their October struggle because it pushed everybody up one spot in the lineup. And when he came back and all of a sudden he's with Kaprizov, and that moved Marcus Johansson, who's been terrific this year, down to the second line with Boldy and Eriksson Ek, which has become one of the best shutdown lines in the league. And that bumped Tarasenko or Foligno down to the third and fourth line. And so you had everything kind of made sense, but it was right about the time he came back that then the center started to get banged up. They were without Nico Sturm already, who was one of their off-season acquisitions to give them some center depth, third or fourth line guy, the really good penalty killer, face-off guy, won a part of a couple cup champions since he left Minnesota, but he didn't start the season with the club. Then they lost Ryan Hartman. Right about the time Hartman was set to come back, they lose Rossi. I mean, they've had some games where Eriksson Ek was the only one of the four centers that they had intended to break camp as their four down the middle in the lineup. So I think there is some concern. Yurov had gotten the opportunity when Rossi went down and had really started to show some promise, more than he had shown at any point during the season so far in terms of adding a little offense to a responsible game. But you're right, then he goes out. So now, fortunately, Hartman had just returned to the lineup, so he's back, and he'll move back between Kaprizov and Zuccarello, a line that had a lot of success 3 years ago. And when Ryan Hartman had the best year of his career, scored 34 that year, and 33 of them were at even strength between those two guys. So we'll see if that can help bridge the gap to, doesn't sound like Yurov is long-term. They expect him to be back at some point on this trip. Rossi probably still a little bit away. I think there's an outside chance we'd see him at the end of the trip, but not in the next couple of games. So that's been the story for this team. Just find a way, tread water until everybody's back. But each time, so it sounds like almost every time somebody, okay, this guy's back. Now we have a full lineup, and the next night somebody else is down. And we'll just see. I know everybody's dealing with injuries, and that's going to be a theme with this condensed schedule this year, but it sure seems like it's hit the Wild all at one time a little bit harder than most.
Anthony, the Wild, for the first time in a long, like they got some cap space this year, even with the huge Kaprizov contract. Although I don't think that doesn't kick in until next year, but they've got some cap space right now. Even with the guys on IR, they still have a fair amount of cap space. You look at Bill Guerin, who's always been aggressive. Is it fair to say then, with a big red circle, it's second line center is what he's looking to acquire between now and the deadline?
Well, I don't know that it necessarily has to be a center. I think he's probably not the only guy out there. I think it's a top six forward, though. And I think ideally when they built this roster, they were hoping that maybe you'd catch lightning in a bottle with Tarasenko. He started the year in the top six, and maybe you could rejuvenate something and capture something there. That hasn't happened yet. But I think they knew all along they were a top six guy short. And right now, Marcus Johansson has been so good in that spot that they've been able to thrive even without it. But I think if the right guy was out there, they do have some cap space, but it still costs something. You still have to give up an asset to bring somebody in. And I know right now in a couple of the conversations I've had with Billy about it, and we haven't really gone too deep in it, but he just said, there's just not a lot going on out there because the standings are so tight that nobody's right now ready to say, yep, but we're the team that's going to be willing to sell off a piece. And it'll be interesting to see how that happens, because you not only have to have the cap space, but you have to be willing to part with a major asset. And if you're the Wild, I think this might be a year where if the right top six guy was out there, maybe this is a year where it's worth throwing your number one pick and a prospect into it. I think the last couple of years, Billy's been a little more hesitant because as much as he's believed in his team and the Wild have been playoff teams these years, I think he knew deep down they weren't one player away from winning 4 rounds in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Where now I think he's looking at a club, some young guys are starting to take the next step. You've got the goaltending, it appears, that can keep you in it. You've got the top 4 defense. And now maybe it would be a year where you take one of those prospects and the number one and say, let's go take a shot at a legit top 6 guy.
And what about Brock Favors' month in November? 5 goals for a D-man, 10 points for Favors, playing 25 minutes. I remember early in the year, he wasn't happy. He came out very publicly and said, I'm not happy with how I'm playing. And, I like to call him the little Clark Kent because he wears his glasses on. It's hilarious because he looks like a very studious guy. And then he gets on the ice and he is, you know what? He's not the biggest guy, but man, is he a smart defender? And what do you make of his last 15 games?
Well, he plays big, he plays strong, and he plays an intense game. And you're right. The game to which you refer was a game against Utah at home, and it was right at the end of October. The Wild they were spinning their wheels. They had been beaten in New Jersey, I think, on the last game of a trip, and then they came home and Utah kind of ran them out of the building in St. Paul, beat them 5 or 6-2. Faber was responsible for a couple of goals with turnovers. I think he ended the night -2, but he was on the ice for 3 goals against, and he didn't have a point yet in the season at that time. And he came out after the game and fell on the sword for a team that really just didn't play very well, and said, "Look, this is on me. I wasn't good enough. I haven't been good enough all year. I don't like my game right now. I don't know what's going on. This is on me." And I remember listening to it thinking, this is a guy way beyond his years in the way he's stepping forward as a leader in that spot. Well, it was the next night, because it was back-to-back games for Minnesota. The Wild played San Jose, and Faber was a totally different player. He had 3 assists in the game. Wild ended up losing the game in overtime, but from that point to now, Faber he's been absolutely terrific. He's got 15 points over that stretch. I think it's 15 points in 16 games, and he's like a +4 or 5 player. He's been the player that the Wild saw over the last couple of seasons, where he's going up against the best on the other side every night, and he's a guy that you can count on every night. There's never a question about effort or intensity with Brock Faber, and I think the way he took responsibility for the way the team was playing speaks volumes about the character of this kid.
You think it'd be Faber and Brodin against McDavid, Middleton, Spurgeon against Draisaitl, or just kind of split 50-50?
I think it will be. Because John Hines doesn't have the last change tonight, I think he is going to have to be willing to go either one. I think if he had the last change, you'd see Brodin against McDavid all night, and that would leave Middleton and Spurgeon against the Draisaitl line. The Draisaitl line's a little bit bigger. Middleton's a little bigger presence, but the Wild they've always played the Oilers tough, and I think they've won 11 out of the last 15 head-to-head, and they've always played well up here in Alberta. I think it's 19-5 in the last 24 up here, and a lot of that's been because Jonas Brodin is one of the very few defensemen in this league that can skate with Connor McDavid, and we've shown some plays over the years where you could almost see McDavid turn back, looking over his shoulder, like, how in the hell did somebody just stop me on that? I had turned the corner, I was driving the net, and all of a sudden, here's this defenseman who's turning on me and getting a stick on the puck. And I know it's something Brodin takes a lot of pride in, but the shutdown line for Minnesota has been up front with Eriksson, Ekboldi, and Johansson. They've gone against, in the last 10 games, they've gone against McKinnon, they've gone against Eichel, they've gone against Crosby, they've gone against the young stars, Carlson, Celebrini, and Bedard, and they have shut every single one of them down. So I think tonight what you'll probably see from Hines is you'll see that group with Middleton and Spurgeon behind him, and Brodin and Faber then behind the Kaprizov-Hartman line. And that way, whichever way the Oilers want to go, Hines will either get the forwards he wants or the D he wants against the McDavid line.
Anthony, great rundown, man. We appreciate it. Enjoy the game. See you at the rink.
Yep, anytime.
There's Anthony the Panta. And the Wild in Edmonton during the McDavid Draisaitl era, they are 9-4. Outscoring Edmonton 49-40 in that span. They last season they won. The one visit they came to Edmonton last year. They beat them 5-3 in Edmonton. Then the year before that, beat 4-2. Edmonton beat them 4-3. Of course, the year before that, then it was 2. You know how it rotates, but yeah. Edmonton at home hasn't had a boatload of success against the Wild recently, so we'll see if that changes. Leon Draisaitl talked about that. They got to be a better home team. They've allowed 21 goals in their last 3 home games. Not good at all. They are 5-2-2 on the season, but a few of their last games have been pretty ugly. Take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about a team. You want to talk pretty, we'll talk about that, and we'll update you on the month of giving on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
For a silly hockey fan, Brands, your partner in power, just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Mr. Rooter decorates a gingerbread house.
Wow. What did you do here, Mr. Rooter?
Well, we've got a Jube Jube toilet, complete with an icing-based wax seal. The main water line is licorice, red for hot, black for cold. You got your standard marshmallow hot water tank and a candy cane sewer line. And on the outside, candy corn hose pips. Disgusting, but they get the job done.
To have your Yule clogs fixed, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquasential reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
Your New Year's Eve plans just got a major upgrade. On the Rocks is throwing the ultimate party to launch you into the new year with a bang. The legendary Tall Boy is hitting the stage live, providing the soundtrack for an unforgettable night. A 3-course dinner is available to kick things off before the main party starts. This is how you celebrate New Year's Eve. Dinner and a party tickets are available now. Book your spot online at ontherocksyeg.com.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need: Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned, with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie, and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Day or night, tasting just the right. You can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle Noodle.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the tariffs? By Canadian. Cantork's products are not only made in Canada, but right here in Edmonton. Save money, support Canada at Cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$250. Welcome back, Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Declan Cougar, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Dawn is in at $32.50 on our month of giving package today, courtesy of our friends at Astoria Lighting, where you get year-round permanent LED lighting on your home up to 250 feet. That is a lot. You got a 2-story house, so you get the whole front for sure. You got a bungalow, you're gonna get the front, maybe even some of the probably down the side, depending on where your house is. If obviously if you're on a street and you got neighbors on both sides, you don't really need it on the side. But maybe if you're a corner house, well, then you can. It's limitless patterns and colors, holiday special events, even your favorite sports team colors. They got it all. It's cloud enabled. You can set a timer on your phone, and it just turns off and on all the time. It's amazing. You can set up pot lights, so it looks like it just got pot lights on your home year round. You'll love it. I'm telling you, everyone I know, I've got them on my house, and we got them installed when we built our house. It was one of the best decisions ever. Like, it's awesome. There's, you know what? I know it's a little bit old school, but you put the Christmas lights on, then you got to take the Christmas lights down, and then you forget them up, and it's brutal. So, and I'm telling you, the lights, it looks awesome. So, I highly recommend them, and they do great work. So, Don has it at $32.50. We're helping out Santa's Anonymous today. Now, let's talk a little hoops as we get to our NBA report, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Home to no payments, no interest for 1 year on your furnace. Stay warm all winter. Legacy Heating. .ca, host of Hoop City, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. here on Sports 1440. Paul Sir joins us. Paul, welcome back to the show, man. How you doing?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
Well, Paul, it's, I guess let's start with Captain Obvious. The OKC Thunder, man, like they are on fire. 20-1. And right now, I know on pace is just on pace, but they're on pace to beat the Warriors 73-9 mark. And, even I don't care if they break the record, you get 70 wins, like they're defending champ. And right now, like they're dominating teams. You might say, okay, Denver maybe has a chance against them because they took them to 7 games last year, but that was last year. And this year, Denver doesn't look as good. Right now, they're already 21 games into the season. They're already 5.5 games back. Like, what do you make of this OKC Thunder team that doesn't seem to have any weaknesses?
I think that's the essential point, Jason. They don't seem to have any weakness. They are big. They're probably one of the best, if not the best, team and individual defensive teams we've ever seen historically. These guys, as great as they are offensively, are even probably better defensively. As a team, they're really unparalleled thus far in the season. They have a transcendent superstar in Canadian Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but they're loaded with other star talent, and they're loaded with guys that want to play together. This is one of those historic bubbles that we're looking at right now, and they're making the most of it 21 games into the season. The only loss they have is against Portland, which they just avenged the other night, and that was in overtime. They've been unstoppable thus far, and short of more injuries, even though Hartenstein's out now for a bit, they're just plug and play right now because they're deep at every position.
And they don't really have to overplay anyone, right? Like, I think they've only got 2 guys playing 30 minutes a night right now. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's playing 33.5. And Williams is playing 31. Like, that's it. They get up in big games. Like, and I know that the NBA schedule has been pretty hectic here. Basically, I know teams are playing every second day for the first 2 months of the season, and which is normal. But I look at that and I'm like, God, like they're pretty deep. Like they go 7-8 guys deep who can all play double digits in minutes.
Well, not only double digits in minutes, but they have double digit leads that are significant.
Yeah.
To the point where I forget how many games Gilgeous-Alexander hasn't even played in the fourth quarter, but it's a ludicrous number of games. Yes, he's averaging 33 minutes a game, but that's a pretty easy 33 minutes a game when you're getting fourth quarters off on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're deep, they're healthy, they're young, they like playing together. Their coach has something really going. It's one of those moments in sports history where you see a team that has everything working the way that you want it to. And certainly early in the season, they look like they're going to steamroll everybody.
Yeah, they got 11 guys averaging 18 minutes a night right now, which is pretty wild.
Who does that? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, like that's crazy
obscene
to look at that. Like crazy. And so you look at Gilgeous-Alexander, he's basically almost averaging a point a minute. That's what like you look at the other leading scorers and I'm like, yeah, he's playing 33.5 minutes and he's got 32.5 points per game. It's it's crazy. Assists, he's at like almost 7 a game, and rebounds, he's almost at 5. And then you got Holmgren, and they've got such a different group of players, right? Like Lou Dort's out there. He's like, guess what? I'm just going to be a great defensive guy. I'll chip in 8 or 9 points and, a decent rebounder with, I think, about 4 boards a game. But he's all about relentless pressure defensively. And I know, Paul, you played the game, you coached the game. What impresses you most about their defensive structure?
At the NBA level, given that you've got to contend with defensive 3-second restrictions, the fact that they are so good at help side defense. And I was listening the other day to an ex-NBA player, actually NBA Coach of the Year for the Raptors, Sam Mitchell. And what he talked about was the NBA now has teams that have to play defense the old school way. You're no longer, not everybody is just running lazy defenses at people because it was all screen and roll on offense. Teams are more sophisticated. The pace of play is faster. But OKC can meet and exceed the athleticism of whoever they're playing. And they play extremely intelligent, very, very balanced defense where they're helping each other out. They're making the runs and running guys off the 3-point line. Like they really are a relentless unit. And so you can have an all NBA first teamer like Dort, who is a nightmare to play against individually. Like that's a nightmare guy. 6'3", 6'4", 225, athletic, long, mean, quick. Like he's got it all individually. But when you have 4 other guys behind you, that is a real tough way over a 48-minute game to consistently get good looks.
Paul Sir joins us, host of the Hoop City Show here Saturdays, Sports 1440. Over in the East, the Detroit Pistons, man, I like that team. You know what? They're very good. You got the Knicks, you got the Heat, the Raptors, probably coming back a little bit, maybe where we thought they were. I thought their record to start was probably better than they actually were, and Absolutely. They got a little bit of an injury. But you look at the Pistons, and in the East, like, are them and the Knicks the 2 best teams?
Yeah, they are. I think they are. The Pistons have demonstrated that they have bought into the kind of tough style of play. And I've said this on our show, and I've talked with a number of other people in the sports, in the NBA world, and they do agree with me on this, Jason. This is the best brand of NBA basketball that we've seen in a long, long time. It's not just the pace of play on offense. It is the fact that teams are getting harder nosed and tougher, and that their effort on the defensive end has increased so much, led, of course, by OKC, who we just talked about. But the ripple effect always is when teams look at a team like OKC and they want to be successful like them, they look at what they can control. And one of the things you can control is your defensive intensity. Going back to Detroit, that's what they bring every night as well. They are a tough, hard-nosed, deep team with a superstar in Cade Cunningham and a developing group of young players who buy in to their system. That also points to another, I think, very positive happening in the NBA, is that teams have gone away from just buying talent, getting guns for hire to win championships, and emphasizing building teams through the draft and building teams and building a team culture where people do buy in to playing their roles effectively. Detroit certainly fits that mold.
Yeah, Cade Cunningham, how impressed are you from him?
I mean, I knew he was good when he came out of college. I had no idea he'd be this good. I mean, this guy's really good. Like, Gilgeous-Alexander's transcendent right now, but Cunningham is on an upward trajectory that, I'm not saying he's going to rival SGA, but he's in the same conversation now with all of the best players in the NBA. Like, he's really good, and he's big. He's 6'7". I mean, the guy's big. He's long. He's athletic. He can shoot. He passes well, and he's hard-nosed on defense. Hard not to like a guy like that who brings it and year on year is obviously working on his game in the off season and becoming better and better in a variety of areas. So, yeah, I love watching Cunningham play.
What about the Raptors?
Well, I think I agree with you. They were not as good as their record, and a lot of it was they were playing weaker teams, But you know what? What was great was they were beating the weaker teams that we should expect them to beat now. And in the past, we didn't know if they could beat. So the Raptors, had a nice stretch. Now they've dropped 2 in a row. How are they going to respond to, I guess, a bit of the downturn? Here's my concern with the Raptors. Number one, they miss RJ. His 22 a game, that was big, not just in terms of the points he was getting, Jason, but the way he was getting the points late in the game, slashing to the basket, creating for other players. Like he really, I think we probably underestimated the impact that RJ was having. That's number one. Number two, when everything's going great, as you know, in sport, the sun shines brighter, everybody's happy, everybody's getting along. Now, when you have a bit of adversity, how are the Raptors going to respond? Dropping 2 in a row. Ingram has been great, but he had one moment that I question his character on, and I hope I'm just reading too much into it. Most people have seen the water bottle throwing incident on the sideline.
Yeah.
Where the bottle comes up, hits one of the team support staff in the face. Here's what concerned me. He never acknowledged the guy. He never did anything to help with the guy. So I'm looking at him and going, again, bad moment, obviously upset with things. But is that a guy who's inward, who's selfish, which is part of his reputation of how he behaved in New Orleans? Or has he really bought into the Raptors team play? And so those character issues are going to start showing up, especially when they start facing adversity, which they're now facing a bit of. Again, I don't want to read too much into it, but that's not a good sign. And if that is the kind of person you have, maybe there's some things that they're still going to need to work with that aren't just on the court, but are issues off the court, and tying into that idea of team chemistry and character.
Paul, what's coming up in the show on Saturday?
Well, I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be calling in and talking with my guest host, Doug McLean. He and I are going to do our deep dive together. I've got a variety of conversations I'm having with some folks in Minnesota. I'm going to be down in Minnesota and Iowa, but also over in Milwaukee, what's going on over there. And we're going to have a couple of the local coaches on, the 2 McEwen coaches, the long-suffering McEwen-Griffin coaches who are always trying to play catch-up to the big guys over at the University of Alberta. But they're a youth sports program that's in a stage that they are trying hard to break out of. So we're going to talk local hoops. We're going to talk NBA. So we'll have a great show.
Awesome. Look forward to it. Paul, thanks so much for this, man. Appreciate it.
Like always, Jason, thank you.
There you go. That's Paul Sir, host of Hoop City right here on Sports 1440. Take a quick break. We'll update you on month of giving and more. We're actually we're about 60% away to retail value, which is obviously what we shoot for in the month of giving. So we'll get to that and more. But first, let's get to the Con Man Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fountain Tire. It's a little slick outside now. Don't regret it. Get your winter tires. 15% off all winter tires right now. FountainTire.com.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Game day is Edmonton Oilers hosting the Minnesota Wild down at Rogers Place. Puck drop at 7. Pre-game coverage with Andrew Walker gets going at 6 right here on Sports 1440. Elsewhere, Sens and Canadians. Red Wings hosting the Bruins. Lightning up against the Islanders. Rangers host the Stars. Toronto heading to Florida to take on the Panthers. Preds up against the Flames. Blackhawks taking on the Golden Knights, where Carter Hart will make his first start, and the Kings up against the Capitals. In the association, Toronto Raptors hosting the Trailblazers. Tip-off 5:30 from Scotiabank Arena. You've also got the Celtics and Knicks, Timberwolves in New Orleans, and the Warriors taking on the Thunder. In the AJ Fort Max in Bonneville taking on the Pontiacs at 7. And one game in the PWHL, Ottawa hosting Minnesota. That'll start just after 5. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we will hear from Cam Tate in his 2-minute warning and look around the NHL with Dave McCarthy from SiriusXM. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Declan Cougar, Sports 1440.
When you're in need of deeper respiratory support, try
Winter time.
NAC 8.5X. 600 milligrams of NAC with 8.5 times better absorption. Available now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of each month.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
After 20 years, Canada's most prestigious international hockey tournament returns. The Camrose Viking Cup, December 28th to January 4th at Encana Arena. Tickets at vikingcup.ca. Brought to you by Sports 1440.
I'm
Jason,
making my
thank you.
list, checking it twice. And guess what? I'm giving Wilhock beef jerky to everyone, naughty and nice. Because honestly, everyone deserves a taste of Alberta's finest, no matter if they've been bad or good. So this holiday season, skip the chocolates and pass on the turkey. Make sure you're Wilhocking around the Christmas tree with Alberta's best beef jerky. Ho, ho, ho!
Call to place your pre-order today at 780-986-2537.
Performance by Action Electrical today. Their projects team kicked things off, designing and building with unmatched skill.
Then the service team swoops in for those crucial repairs and maintenance. And don't forget the testing team, ensuring everything's safe and sound before the solar team scores with sustainable energy.
A complete team effort. Have Action Electrical bring home a win for you and your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Bring in the new year with a Canadian country legend. December 31st, in concert at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Brett Kissel. She drives me crazy. With special guests Haley Benedict and Morgan Clyburn. Bring your friends, your cowboy boots, and your party spirit for a night full of hits, celebration, and unforgettable memories. Hosted by Chris Sheets. The countdown to 2026 starts with Brett Kissel live on stage. Get your tickets now at silenticecenter.com/events.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
The ultimate music experience has arrived. Welcome to Stingray All Good Vibes on Prime Video Channel. Instantly unlock thousands of epic concerts. Belt out your favorite karaoke anthem. Or relax with stunning nature escapes. Whatever your mood, your soundtrack is waiting. Ready to find your vibe? Visit primevideo.com/stingray for your free trial. Prime membership required.
It's all cold down along the beach. The wind's whipping down the boardwalk. Hey, man! You guys know what time it is? What time? What? Oh, Christmas time.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Culligan for all your residential water needs. Your local water treatment company, more than just big bottles. Culligan.com.
The Jason Gregor Show,
Culligan sent
the
me three
best of
tickets.
Edmonton sports talk
Yeah.
and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Declan Cougar with you, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. Hope you're having a lovely Tuesday afternoon. It is game day. Oilers, they play Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday in this 5-game homestand. Then they head out on another 5-game road trip. This one will have the final 4 Eastern games that they haven't played yet this year. It's been a wild schedule. They'll go into they play Toronto and Montreal in back-to-back games on the weekend. What's that? The 13th and 14th, I think it is. And then they're in Pittsburgh, Boston, and then they end up the road trip in Minnesota. And then all of their Eastern time zone games are done actually on December 18th. And they will have played half of their road schedule by December 20th. And then they will have they'll have a much, more favorable travel schedule down the stretch. They haven't even played a lot of the Pacific teams yet. And that's where you're going to make some hay in your own division. But this homestand, as I said, so they got Minnesota tonight. This should be in theory the toughest game of the road trip. Then you got Seattle, a team you beat for fun all the time. You can't overlook them, but if the Oilers bring their A game, that's the team you should win. Then they play Winnipeg on Saturday. The Jets will be playing their 6th game in 9 nights. They got spanked last night in Buffalo, 5-1. They're leaking oil a bit in Winnipeg. And that's a game you should be well rested. The Jets, 6th game in 9 nights, and they're playing at home on Friday. You got to win that game. Then the Oilers get 2 days off. They play Buffalo on Tuesday. Buffalo plays the night before in Calgary. Then they play Detroit on Thursday. Detroit plays the night before in Calgary. This is a very favorable schedule and quality of opponents that the Oilers, you should be able to go 4-1, I think. And, 4-0-1. Like, I think 4-1 is very realistic for them. And if you can beat Minnesota, then you maybe could think about going 5-0, but that'll be the tough one for sure. And then before the Christmas break, they have 2 more home games, Vegas and Calgary. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. I remind you, it is month of giving. We're off to a great start. We're up to 3,400 now from Dan, 3,400 from Dan. It is the Astoria lighting package, and it's for front face of your home up to 250 feet. Now, I did have someone, hey, Gregor, I have it on the front. Would they do the back? Yes, 100%. And so you basically get 250 feet. So if you want to use, if you already have the front, you want to do the back, 100% you can do that. It is year-round permanent LED lighting. This is all the installation. They put it all, and trust me, I've had mine since I built our home. It's great. You don't even really notice it other than when it's on. Like, it doesn't look odd. It all looks awesome. It's right in the faucet, so it's fantastic. It's limitless patterns and colors. You can get any team you want. You also have it for holidays, kids' birthday. They can have certain light colors they want on your home. It's cloud-enabled, control from anywhere on your phone. You set timers, the light goes on, the light goes off. It's awesome. And year-round, if you want to make it, you can make it like every 6th light, make it pot lights if you like. So, every 10th light, every 5th light, whatever you want. You can create any pattern that you like. So it's all for Santa's Anonymous, and we are currently at 3,250. Now, Josh is up at, we're at 34. Now we're at 4,000 from Josh. All right. Thank you, Josh. And we're rocking and rolling. Now, let's get to the oil report brought to you by Volvo Car, brought to you by Go Auto, where you can shop over 15,000 vehicles. Also, they have 28 new vehicle brands, 69 locations to choose from, and being partnered up with Connor McDavid for the last decade. GoAuto.ca. And we'll hear from head coach Chris Nombach, as well as Leon Draisaitl and a few others. Draisaitl just talks about how the upcoming schedule combined with last week, where they actually got some practice time. Like, the Oilers had 3 practices in the last 6 days. I think they had 3 practices in the previous 5 weeks. Like, it does make a difference. Even the best players in the world, I've talked to a lot of the guys, like, man, you just get to touch the puck way more. Right? Like, in the game, you're not really touching the puck. And in the morning skate, when, you're skating around 70% and, walk in, bar down, like, that's nice, but that's not the pace the game is played at. When they practice pretty hard. And they practice fast, and that keeps you sharp, and you're just touching the puck more. So here's Draisaitl on the schedule, having a little bit more time to practice and how they got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's nice sometimes. Obviously, sometimes it's nice to be in a rhythm of playing games, but I think obviously we've played a lot of hockey, so sometimes you lose a little bit of the puck touches in games, right? So when you don't get the chance to practice. So it's nice to get some of those touches in and keep the energy high, and comes at the right time, I think.
Also, Draisaitl wanted to looking at the fact that, hey, Minnesota's rolling right now. Just like Dallas was rolling, just like Colorado, and you got steamrolled when you played them. How important is it to well, obviously you want a better performance, but against a team that's rolling for you guys to play better and show up on home ice?
Yeah, we don't need to overthink it. We've certainly laid a couple complete eggs here at home, but just go out and keep it simple. It's the cliche, but just get to our game. Just make it feel like playing the game that we want to play and have that intensity, and then we'll be fine.
The defensive end for the Oilers, it's been a problem. 21 goals against in their last 3 home games. They are in the bottom 5 of goals against, and that's not where they've been for a long time. Right? Early on in their careers, like they'd score lots, they gave up a lot. But the last few years, Edmonton's been a top 10 defensive team. It hasn't been that way. That game in Seattle and how they played the whole game, cleaning up their defensive zone and how that will lead to success. And does he feel like they're ready to do it?
It's the start of everything, really. It starts there. It creates your work ethic. It creates, the details in your game. And from there on, you're going to get your looks. You're going to get your chances. So it's really important. Every team will tell you the same thing. It starts from your end out, and it's no different for us.
Yeah. Well, the Oilers, let's see if they can get going here. The Wild are rolling. Now, the Wild got a little bit of injury troubles, but they're playing great. Wallstead in net tonight. Now, he's going to be fired up. I love it. He's a young player. And he talked about how everybody saw it. It was so hilarious. Like, I have to say, like, I'm not sure there's a broadcast group that, and this is saying a lot, and I get it in the United States, but Colorado might be the most homer broadcast that I listen to and watch. Like, it's stunning. In that Minnesota game, it's in a shootout. And they win. And Wallstead does what virtually almost any goalie does when they win a big shootout. He goes down on the knee slide and gives it a fist pump. Not a big deal. Like, that's all he does. And their broadcast is like, oh, it's acting like he won the cup. No, he didn't. Because if he's acting like he won the cup, he would have taken off his mask. He would have been throwing his stuff in the air. No. Lots of goalies go down and celebrate when they make a big save. If it's the deciding save. So it's kind of odd to me. But Wallstead, I love it. He's like, man, that was my first time playing those guys. It was great. And he goes, I've never played McDavid and Draisaitl. Obviously, I've watched him a lot. And, like, he talks openly and honest about how he feels. Great. He's excited to play him tonight. And watch, if the Wild win, that guy's going to be fired up, as he should be. If you're a goalie and you're able to win the game and slow down some of the best guys in the league, you better be celebrating. Why else are you playing? Well, I got to look professional and mature. Give me a break. It's sports. Have some fun. He wasn't celebrating anybody's face. He was skating towards his bench down on eBay. This is a big win for us. Colorado been playing great, man. They've been playing great. You're able to beat him. Good for him. So he comes in with a boatload of confidence. And can the Oilers find a way to get some goals tonight? They're going to have to play sound defensively for sure. Because, putting up a 5 spot, any game's possible, but it would seem a little out of character at the way Minnesota's going. Now that I say that, we might have 5 total goals in the first period, and I wish I could. I wish that would happen. I like a little bit more offense. Lead changes back and forth. Away we go. But Wallstead is playing great in net. Chris Knobloch, as a coach, very impressed by how the Wild are playing and how they're going to test the Oilers defensively.
Yeah, they've got a very good team, very explosive. They've got some very dangerous players on the first and second line, and also their defensemen, for the most part, all of them move the puck really well and they get involved. And you see, obviously, they're playing very well lately. I believe they've got 11 wins in the last 14 games, and the goaltending that they get when they do make mistakes, their goaltending's been phenomenal during this stretch. So, yeah, they've got a good team. When they do make mistakes, they're getting some really key saves. Yeah, I think the most part, with their team, just they've got some very dynamic, dangerous players that, you give them an opportunity, they capitalize on it.
Well, Kaprizov and Boldy, those are the guys for sure. They each have 10 goals in the month of November. They play in separate lines. And what's funny about the Wild, not funny, is their power play is meh, 18%. And get this, it's 18%. And they've had the third most power plays in the NHL. They have 31 more power play chances than the Edmonton Oilers. And they've played the same amount of games. Like, I go back to the Oilers, and I haven't seen a ton of games this year where I'd be like, oh, geez, I thought the Oilers, that's a call they missed. Well, that's a call they missed. Not really. Right? Edmonton, like, look at, and I didn't even mind last game. The Oilers, you know what? They got a little, now, do I think all 6 of those were penalties? No. Right? The Draisaitl one, obviously, that's a penalty. But, you know, the too many men, that's a penalty. Like, that's an obvious one. But when I look at the Oilers, and a history in the league. Now, Minnesota's a little different because they've taken, how about this? 62 penalties. They've had 91 power plays. That's the biggest gap going in the league. And I'm fine with it. But usually if a team draws 4 penalties a game, they seem to take 3 penalties. It seems the games get a little bit more, the refs feel there's more infractions. Like the Oilers games, they don't get a lot of power plays. They don't take a lot of penalties. And that's kind of being how it goes. And so because the Oilers' power play is so good, I know it's going to sound crazy. I think the Oilers should take the odd extra penalty. Get more emotion in the game. Maybe the refs like, oh, I'm going to keep this calm. Oh, I'm going to have to call everything now. That'll benefit Edmonton. They don't get enough power play chance. You got to go to the net more for sure. You got to put the opposition in a position to take a penalty. And I don't think they do it as well, to be honest. But that's something to watch. The Wild plus 31 power play chances to penalty kills. Time shorthanded. That's a bit largest one, I think, in the NHL. 324 will return. Dawn is back in at 42.50 in our month of giving package today. When we return, Dave McCarthy will join us here on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Remember, we got a fun one for you today. The Jason Gregor Show special, we get extra odds boost. There's one with the Oilers winning with Skinner saves, and then another one that has the Avs, Red Wings, and Lightning winning. Check it out, PlayAlberta.ca.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Since 2016, we've been at the forefront of hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada. I'm delighted to share our latest venture, in-house production for quicker turnaround, superior quality, and heightened versatility. Experience excellence at Cantork.com.
Actions speak louder than words. Japa Machinery Group puts your construction plan into action with XCMG construction machinery you need. Available for rental or sale. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
At GS Construction, we focus on building a culture of collaboration, innovation, and respect. Our teams work together, supporting one another and striving towards shared goals. We're committed to creating a work environment that empowers individuals, values teamwork, and ensures everyone feels respected and safe. With decades of experience in the field, GS Construction prioritizes our people, our culture, and safety. This is what makes us unique. To find out more, go to gsconstruction.ca.
Your New Year's Eve plans just got a major upgrade. On the Rocks is throwing the ultimate party to launch you into the new year with a bang. The legendary Tall Boy is hitting the stage live, providing the soundtrack for an unforgettable night. A 3-course dinner is available to kick things off before the main party starts. This is how you celebrate New Year's Eve. Dinner and a party tickets are available now. Book your spot online at ontherocksyeg.com.
Feel a cold coming on? Reach for Oregano 8. With 8 powerful immune boosters like oregano oil, garlic, elderberry, and vitamin C, it delivers fast, effective relief. Available now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of each month.
If you're looking for nonstop sports coverage, tune into Sports 1440, Edmonton's only sports radio station.
24/7 coverage comes at you with expert commentary, in-depth analysis,
and so much more.
We are Sports 1440.
Oh, hold up. Are you pulling my beard? Booster Juice has 2 new booster balls for the holidays this year.
That's right, Santa. The Eggnog Booster Ball and Caramel Pecan Pie Booster Ball are 2 new flavors to put some extra jingle in your step. So are you a pie guy, Santa, or a nog guy?
Both!
Good call. That's extra jolly. Happy holidays from your friends at Booster Juice. Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Hey everybody, it's Chief Principe and Jason Stredler. Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters and have some drinks with umbrellas in them, you could attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Jason Strudwick, Kelly Buchberger, Ron Lowe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. Don't miss out on every hockey fan's dream cruise, the Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. It's going to be one hell of a trip. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise, July 2026. Visit cast.tours/Edmonton or call 1-833-347-7678. Book now and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours/Edmonton.
Hey, you know winter is really freaking cold, right? So play it smart. Don't get caught freezing in your car with your pants down and no power. At Big Toy Shop right now, lead-acid batteries are just $129. $129 is a great price for a good start. Big Toy Shop. Power up and save some bucks at Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road, 780-298-2797.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. We treat pain and injuries head to toe and some other issues that might surprise you, like incontinence, vertigo, neuropathy, and cognitive issues. We invest in the technology, technique, skills, and people that know how and what to fix. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Declan Kruger with you on a lovely Tuesday afternoon. Quite looking forward to this game today. This is not the Minnesota Wild of Jacques Lemaire era. And it's too bad Foligno's not on the lineup because he's just another guy who adds a little panache to the game. Big, physical, strong. Like they've got some guys. Trennan will run you over. They're physical. Hartman's a little bit of a rat. Middleton's big, so they can play different ways. Kaprizov's a hell of a player. Matt Boldy, love that guy. All right, look at Spurgeon and Faber on the back end. They're both really good defenders. Right, Brodin, same thing. Right, they probably could use like a Faber's not a high-end offensive defender. Right, like him and Brodin, they can defend excellent as a group. I think I think Minnesota could use, although Faber did have 5 goals in the month of November. So maybe he's starting to pick up his offensive game. But thus far, he hasn't been like a big-time offensive defenseman. If he could become one, watch out. Now, Zebullion might be that guy. He's a rookie, right? It's you know what? Put him on the power play. Can be your third pair guy. I have no problem with that. You bring him along slowly. It's smart. It's very simple. The minute you have to rush a guy into your top 4, usually then you're not a cup contender. It's just a fact. Unless you got some outlier guy like Kale McCarr. So pretty rare. But the Wild, this should be an entertaining game. They're fast, they're big, they're physical. They got good goaltending right now. And they score a lot 5-on-5. They don't rely on their power play at all. Power play is like 26, it's 18%. It's not very good. Let's go in the room now. Oh, by the way, Josh just came in at bid for $4,500. So there you go, Josh. Nice. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. As let's go in the room. Brought to you by Action Electrical, commercial service division, residential solar division. They got commercial solar, EV chargers, you name it. They got it. Anything in the electrical business, actionelectrical.net. Dave McCarthy from Sirius XM joins us once again. Davey, how you doing, my man?
Good, Jason. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, you know what? It's a little snow here finally, so that's nice. I'll take some white stuff. It's going to be cold, so I might as well have some snow. Looks better. The Edmonton Oilers showed that they do know how to play the game a full 60 minutes at both ends of the ice. They did that against Seattle, and as Leon Draisaitl very astutely said, it's only one game, so we'll see if they do it again. But there is optimism in Edmonton, especially if they beat Minnesota, who's played great. The rest of their homestand is very favorable schedule with some less than stellar opponents. But I do want to talk first about one of those opponents, Dave. And I'm not surprised by it because the minute he went down, I said, red flag for me for the Winnipeg Jets.
Mm-hmm.
They got one win in 5 games without Hellebuck. They got spanked last night, although Josh Norris does make Buffalo a way better team. How concerned are you about the Jets?
Well, it's funny that you should ask me because I was going to tweet this afternoon and I quite simply forgot to, that my level of concern for the Winnipeg Jets is growing by the game. This is a team, look, there's a reason why Connor Halley won the Hart Trophy last year, is because not only was he as good as he was, but because the Jets' success is so heavily founded on the success of Connor Halley. Like, they really rely on their goalie. And that's fine. When you've got a goalie the caliber of Connor Halley and he's healthy and available and is capable of playing at the level that he did last year, that is a recipe to win. Not all recipes are the same. Some would argue that's not as sustainable a recipe as others, but it was one that worked for them. The goalie is allowed to be good. But without him in the lineup, suddenly the primary reason on which the Jets find a lot of their success is now no longer there. And they don't really have much of a backup game right now. So you can't rely on your goalie to steal you games. And Eric Comrie has not done that. And outside of that, from an offensive standpoint, by and large, they're a one-line team right now. They're not getting a lot of contributions from down the lineup. They got a couple of goals from Nino Niederreiter the other night against Nashville, but everybody cleans up against Nashville. That's, as Leon Draisaitl would say, that's one game, and not exactly against an opponent that's all too menacing. So if they're not going to get contributions from down the lineup, if they're going to rely on Scheifele and Kyle Connor to generate the bulk of their offense, and they're not going to get goaltending at the same level to which they got with Connor Halley in the lineup, I'm concerned about their ability to withstand 4 to 6 weeks without their goalie. Because I kind of got in my mind when that news was announced that, you know what, they're okay. They're going to be fine. They're going to talk. How quickly has that evaporated? And now suddenly they're chasing, and there's still a long time before Hellebuck comes back. So yes, I'm concerned about Winnipeg.
Oh, 100%. I felt like this 6-9 stretch would be massive for them because they come out of it. And especially when you consider how well Minnesota, Dallas, and Colorado are playing, they look and say, well, our only spot left is a wild card spot. And now what's lucky for them is Utah's hit the skids at the exact same time. Right? Like Utah had that 7-game winning streak earlier and like, oh yeah, they're playing great. And now now they look like the Coyotes again.
Yeah.
They lost 4 in a row.
Yeah, exactly. 2 wins in their last 10. They're technically below 500, if you will, when you add up games they've won and games they've lost. They've won 12, they've lost 15. Yeah, 3 of them have been in overtime, but that's not a record that's going to make you the playoffs. So the fact that Utah has struggled a little bit has certainly helped Winnipeg, but man, Colorado ain't come back. Dallas ain't come back. Minnesota, they look like they're going to be good and that they won't drop that much. And beyond that, they're 7 points ahead of Winnipeg. 7 points ahead of Winnipeg right now for a top 3 spot. Okay, so Utah's hit the skids, but that's fine. Winnipeg's not chasing them to get in the playoffs. They can catch Utah. They're still not in the playoffs. So that's all well and good. Doesn't much matter. Who do you like right now more, Edmonton or Winnipeg? It's not a hard bet for me. It's Edmonton. It's Edmonton, right? So if Edmonton gets going, they'll get into the playoff picture. And then you say, if you're Winnipeg, San Jose, Seattle, Chicago, can we be better than one of those teams over the remaining stretch? Maybe, but like I said, they still got a month plus to go without Connor Halley, and they have not shown me any ability to win without him in the lineup yet. So yeah, there's reason for deep concern in Winnipeg.
Yeah, I would agree. What about they lost to Buffalo last night, and like Buffalo's become the team that you're almost, God, I kind of root for them just because they've been so bad for so long, and you're like maybe, you get Josh Norris back and he gets 2 goals and an assist, looks great in that game. And Josh Norris, when he's healthy, like he's a legit top line player. Problem is, you're always kind of wondering, geez, when's he going to get injured? But let's, for fun, think positive and say Josh Norris, he finishes the rest of this season. Can Buffalo, because they're only 3 points behind the Islanders. There's a little bit more of space in the East and the West right now, but they're only 4 points out of a playoff spot. Like, it's despite another terrible Buffalo start. Do you think there's any chance they're 6-4 in their last 10 that they could kind of sneak their way into this race legitimately?
Like the back end of that might be they're even closer to a top 3 spot in the Atlantic right now. They're only 3 points back of the Montreal Canadiens right now, who are in top spot. Now you'd have to pass Ottawa and Detroit along the way. It's possible, but I look at teams ahead of them. I like Ottawa better than Buffalo. I still kind of like Toronto better than Buffalo. Still, we'll see what happens against Florida tonight. Leafs, Florida, that's going to be a big game. Both teams tied at 25 points. I mean, who would have thought Leafs Panthers would be a battle of the basement right now in the Eastern Conference on December 2nd if we had looked at this game at the beginning of October? Not that many people, but it goes to show you, one, it's an important game for both teams. One, that you want to get ahead of the team that you're playing tonight. Whoever wins will. But you also don't want to get too far behind. And once again, Leafs Panthers find themselves at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. So, I guess there's still a chance for Buffalo, but I'm still not keen on the Sabres just because I like a lot more teams ahead of them right now. Certainly Ottawa, Florida, Toronto, even with the injuries they're dealing with. Brandon Carlos is going to be out long term. Still no update on Stolars. I still kind of like that group better than Buffalo, because until Buffalo shows me, I really can't get on board with them. So maybe, and that goes for Josh Norris as well as he played the other night. It's great. He is yet to show me an ability to play a consistent run of games. And it's been 3 years since he's done that. Are we expecting he's going to play the final 3.5 months without injury? Maybe, but that would be a difference than we've become accustomed to over the last 3 years. So, they should be in the mix, I would think, but I'm not picking them to make the playoffs. No, I can't see that.
Okay, Dave, we're into December, and this is the month where the Olympic teams have to announce their roster.
Mm-hmm.
I give you the Canadian forwards in points. McKinnon, 44. Celebrini, 40. Bedard, 37. McDavid, 36. Scheifele, 32. Wyatt Johnston, 30. Only McKinnon and McDavid of those 6 forwards made the team last year for 4 Nations.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrini, Bedard, Scheifele, Wyatt Johnston. How many of those 4 make Canada's Olympic roster?
Celebrini, Bedard, Scheifele, Johnston. I think Mark Scheifele will be on the team. And I think Macklin Celebrini will be on the team. I think what it's going to come down to with Connor Bedard will be, do they see a role for him beyond offensively? I think Macklin Celebrini's game is more well-rounded than Connor Bedard's. But he's playing at an offensive pace that is hard to ignore right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, Wyatt Johnston, I love. The guy has shown me in the playoffs since he's come into the league that he's a gamer when it matters, which is encouraging. But that's a lot of guys to add to a team that won the last tournament they played in less than a year ago. We haven't even considered the candidacy of Zach Hyman. And is he still in the mix just by virtue of the fact that he plays good with the best player on Canada, McDavid? So look, who comes off that was on the team last year? I think Travis Konechny could slide out. I don't see him being on the team.
Agreed.
Like Brandon Hagel, I think after a slow start where people thought maybe his candidacy could be in question, now no longer is. I can tell you that much. How well he's played lately, who he plays for, the head coach of the team that he plays for right now in Tampa Bay, and the Olympic team, John Cooper. I don't think Brandon Hagel's coming off. I don't think Seth Jarvis is coming off the team. He's been really good this year. Guy scores. He played well last year. They like him amongst the Team Canada brass. So, yeah, like I'd say I think Scheifele is on. I think they really like Celebrini in terms of what he can deliver in a variety of different roles, and two, how big a part of this team he is going to be in the future. And the fact that the rosters are a little bit longer now this year, they can afford to bring, a guy that may not play all the time, slide him in, expose him, the experience, all that. I like Wyatt Johnston. It's tough for me not to include him, but who's coming out? So I'm going to go with Scheifele and Celebrini. That will be on.
Do you think Mark Stone makes the team?
There are few better players in the game when they do not have the puck than Mark Stone. He can play against top competition. He's reliable. He got out to a really good start offensively this year until he got hurt.
And then he came back, though, and he scored 2 goals in 3 games.
I know. So if he can show an ability to get through the next few weeks and continue to play well, and given the fact that he had success last year with the Four Nations team, I don't see him coming off the team. No, I don't, because he's a veteran. And I know that the Team Canada brass is prioritizing not just a skill set, but guys who have a well-rounded game and guys who they know will not be overwhelmed by the gravity of the moment. And the Four Nations is one thing. The Olympics is another thing. And when you've had no exposure to either of those tournaments, like I kind of want a guy that I know I can rely on when the chips are pushed to the middle of the table, and they know they can rely on Mark Stone. So right now I think he's on the team.
What about Binnington and net? What happens with the 3 goalies?
Well, Binnington's on the team. Like, come on, they're bringing 3 goalies. At worst, if you decide there's 2 better than Jordan Binnington, you could do a hell of a lot worse than the guy that's going to sit in a suit in case you need him. So Jordan Binnington is on the team. For that reason, given what he did at the Four Nations, like he didn't play great last year, but man, when he needed a stop in the Four Nations, he out-goaltended the guy who won the Hart and the Vezina last year in Connor Halley. He's on the team. I think Logan Thompson needs to be strongly considered. Like, his numbers are hard to ignore. For whatever reason, I think the brass is, from what I've heard, a little slow to come around to him, which I don't quite understand why, but that's what I've heard from the people who make the decisions. And then I think, honestly, I would go with Scott Wedgwood. Like, this guy has been a tremendous player on the best team in the league. He's no maintenance. Ultimately, I think if you bring him, he's your 3rd guy. He won't bitch and moan and whine and complain that he's not playing. But he's shown an ability throughout his career that if you need him, you can just drop him in and he gives you strong, reliable, steady goaltending. And that's all that I think Canada's really going to ask for, Jason. They're not looking to, nor are they interested in playing an up and down the ice, freewheeling circus act type of hockey. They're going to try to play as clinically as possible from a defensive standpoint. And if that's the case, and I think they should be able to execute on that, it adds predictability to where the shots are coming from. And Scott Wedgwood, to me, is a really good goaltender when the degree of predictability in terms of where the shots are coming from is high. He makes the stops that you need him to make, and that's all you'd be asking him to do. And then where you get a little bit better is with a guy like Jordan Binnington, who made the stops he needed to make last year, and then one or two extra that you might not have expected. So if you're looking for a steady, reliable goaltender, Scott Wedgwood has always proven that to me to be the case when I watch him play. And I think the way he has played this year, compared to the guys that were on the team last year, whose play has dropped significantly, Montembeault in Montreal, Aiden Hill, who's not even healthy right now, it's not like you've got those two guys chugging along, playing pretty good, but maybe not great. They've either played extremely poorly in Montembeault, or they're not even available in Hill, which means I think the goaltending is wide open, which means I think you have to look at the guys who are playing the best right now. And to me, that's Logan Thompson and Scott Wedgwood, in addition to the guy who's earned the right, Jordan Binnington.
Davey, great stuff, buddy. Appreciate it. Have yourself an awesome day. We'll chat with you Sunday on the brunch.
Sounds good, buddy. See you then.
It's Dave McCarthy from Sirius XM. Of course, host of the Sunday brunch. Also does ice caps during the week as well. 3:48. We'll come back. We got some more bids to get in on the Pyramid of Giving month of Giving. Pyramid of Giving's Friday. Month of Giving. Coming up. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Now for today's holiday special, Legacy Heating and Cooling saves Christmas. Santa's furnace broke down in the shop last night, and the elves couldn't make any toys, that's right. So Santa called up his pals at Legacy Heating. And ho, 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 golly gee, 1 year, no payments, interest-free. And the elves are working merrily with a brand new furnace from Legacy. Happy holidays from Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Day or night, tasting just so right. You can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle Noodle.
Looking for the perfect gift? Give the gift of great taste with a Loca Quality Market gift card. Redeemable at any Loca Quality Market or Loca operated restaurant. It's a treat for food lovers. Ready anytime. Grab yours today at loca.ca.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business, and for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
When you're in need of deeper respiratory support, try NAC 8.5X. 600 milligrams of NAC with 8.5 times better absorption. Available now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of each month.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Miss golf during the off-season? Of course you do. So head to the Leduc Golf Club and try their state-of-the-art golf simulators. Perfect your swing. Enjoy delicious food and beverages, and even book a lesson with one of the Leduc Golf Club pros. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or just starting, the Leduc Golf Club simulators offer a great way to keep your game sharp any time of the year. Call or visit the Leduc Golf Club today to book your spot and swing into action all year round.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Northwest Crane, available for all your lifting needs and equipment needs, specializing in selling and servicing cranes. Get lifting at northwestcrane.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.353, welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. We're up to $4,700 now in our month of giving package today, courtesy of Storia Lighting. Oh, this is a great package. We've done it a few years, and the winners always love it, where you will get the gemstone lights supplied and installed. And trust me, if anything ever goes wrong, they come, they fix it. I've had them ever since I bought my house and never had an issue. It's year-round permanent LED lighting, up to 250 feet on your home. They create your own patterns. Heck, it has your own favorite team. It has all of them. And you can go, every 10th light, every 6th light, every 5th light, or you can have like 2 of one of another color. You can have multiple colors. You can have the rainbow, right? It moves around. You can have them where if you want them to change, like it slowly fades from green. If some of you have a hot tub, it's green, then it's blue. And it's amazing. It's all cloud enabled. You can control it from your phone. You set it on a timer, shuts off when you want, turns on when you want. Obviously, you change it during winter and summer based on the hours. Heck, right now, you're getting a lot of work out of it. Probably turn those bad boys on to 4:30, 5 o'clock as we're getting to closing in on the shortest day of the year. So there you go. And we're helping out Santa's Anonymous, getting closer to retail value. Not there yet, but getting closer. So that's always key. So if you'd like to bid, you can. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. We're about 80% of face value, which is good. So, hey, we're not even 2 hours in, so that's awesome. Coming up after 4 o'clock, TR will join us, Struddy, Spec, DVD, and more. We got a lot of texts to get to, so let's get to some of those. Hey, guys, I think there's a spot for Hyman. No, I don't think so. Hasn't played enough games this year. I think it's... Now, should that matter? That's probably a fair question. Hyman is one of the best forecheckers in the NHL. I don't think there's any debate on that. But right now, Zach's playing. He's not, his range of motion in his wrist isn't exactly, 100%. So I would say it's probably a long shot for that. Are you going to take a player that's not like jet healthy when you have lots of others to choose from? And it's just kind of bad timing, unfortunately, for Hyman. Because I think otherwise he would have been a very good candidate to make that team. Hey, Greg's, I don't think Marchand should be on the team. Well, I actually think the season Brad Marchand is having this year without Barkov, right? Without, like, who's he playing with? Look at his goals. Look at Canadian goal scorers in the NHL right now. And where does he rank? He's right up there. And it's not like he's playing with, like, they're two of their best, well, arguably their two best offensive players aren't even in the lineup. So, Brad Marchand's got 15 goals. The only guys with more goals than him are McKinnon, Crosby, Johnson, Connor Bedard, and Morgan Geekie. And hey, I love the Morgan Geekie story, but I don't think he's making the team. So, like I'm not sure why John's going to make that team. And he's had a really good start to the season, but it's a deep roster. Right? Look at Tom Wilson. Like me personally, I have Tom Wilson on my team. He's big, he's fat. Now the rink is going to be 4 feet shorter than an NHL-sized rink. How they did that, I have no idea. Some people. Remember, we talked about this a few weeks ago on the show that it was going to be 196 feet. Usually, it's 200 feet. And so, where is that? Do they just, if they shrink the rink, is it like 1 foot each offensive zone shorter and then 2 feet in the neutral zone? I'm curious how the dimensions. Where do they? Because if they shorten 4 feet in the neutral zone, well, that changes the game a lot, right? Like that transition, everything else is different. So I'll be curious what they do. They go 1 foot in the offensive zone, 1 foot in the, depending on what I'm just saying, let's say if you're an attacking team, you have 1 in your defending zone, 1 foot there, 2 feet in the neutral zone, 1 foot in the offensive zone. I don't know. Are they going to take 2 feet out of each offensive zone? Who knows? But that to me is the interesting question. And the rink's a little bit shorter. Does Tom Wilson not become even more effective in that regard? And Tom Wilson is big. He's strong. He's reliable defensively. And he brings an element that, like, Sam Bennett has it. But that's it amongst Canadian forwards. So I think he's in the mix for sure. Celebrini and Bedard are having unreal years. There's no debate. You look at someone, hey, Gregor, do you think Bedard could replace Marner? No. Marner's way better defensively and kills penalties. And so when I look at, like, Mitch Marner's on the team, in my eyes, I think, like, I know they have the 5 forwards, and Braden Point's not having a good year right now, but he's on the team. And he'll have to play better to stay in the lineup. I think he probably will. The Olympics are a few months away, but you're only a few weeks away from naming that roster. And it's going to be a healthy debate, man. Like, I can't wait till it comes out. Like, there are some guys I thought on the last team I was surprised. Like, I was kind of surprised Travis Konecny made the team. Like, I don't know. To me, is Seth Jarvis a guy? Like, I like Seth Jarvis. I'm just not sure what does he do that makes him better than Scheifele and Bedard and Celebrini and Wilson and guys like that. Even Y. Johnson. Like, is he better than them? Like, I like Seth Jarvis. I'm just not sure I like him that much better. But the coach is in the East and the coach sees him more. And that's a factor. Of course it is, as it should be. Right? They got lots of different voices on it, and I'm kind of surprised. Will there be a surprise? Like, what about defense? Hey, guys, what about Bouchard? Well, I thought Evan had a really good November. He had the 1 game against Dallas, but nobody was good in that game. But I actually think Bouchard's game since November 1st has been really good. And, like, would I take him over a Matthew Schaefer? I would. If Matthew Schaefer's my number 8 guy, why am I not taking Evan Bouchard? A, he's a right shot defender. B, Evan Bouchard has infinitely more big game experience and has proven to be an absolute stone cold killer in the big games. He has. So yeah, I'd take him over Schaefer. Makar, Taves, Parayko, Harley. I think those guys are all in. Josh Morrissey probably. And then, Shea Theodore. Then it kind of gets interesting for 7 and 8. And I think, like, Bouchard, what he's doing on the penalty kill can't get overlooked in Edmonton. He's killing a ton, and he's doing it really well. I know everyone says, you got to get him only on the power play. He's not going to. Yeah, he's on the penalty kill, and he's doing very well. So he's in the mix. I think he's more in the mix than some people think. I think people who, he's terrible. Yeah, he makes it the odd giveaway. And now that's all people look for. So I'd have Bouchard definitely in the conversation. If it's me, I would have him there for sure. Hey, guys, unless Bedard and Celebrini play first-line minutes on McDavid's line, the power play, bring them. They're not third and fourth-line guys who will shut down the opposing teams, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. Well, Drew Celebrini is actually a very good two-way player. And keep in mind, there's no, like, look at the third and fourth lines of Team USA. Like, those, you're not shutting them down. McDavid and McKinnon's line play the other team's top lines. Macklin Celebrini is playing all the tough minutes right now. How's it going to be any different? You don't think Macklin Celebrini in San Jose is playing tough minutes? Who else is taking the tough minutes in San Jose? So no, he's played a lot of them. Paulie is up to 5,100. Oh no, we had 5,000, and now we're up to 51 from Paulie. Awesome. So there we go. Right before the break. I love it. A pre-positive Friday on Tuesday show. Let's take a quick break. Let's get to the con man and a sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca. Dinner solved in minutes. Gourmet meals are made fresh, never boring, always chef inspired. They have over 200 gourmet meals, 2 locations, Sherwood Park and Edmonton, and now they deliver right to your door. Order today, loca.ca.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Game day, the Edmonton Oilers back in action tonight, hosting the Minnesota Wild down at Rogers Place. Puck drop 7 o'clock. Our pregame coverage with Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson, and Lennon Ferraro gets going at 6 right here on Sports 1440. Earlier on in the evening, you got the Canadians in Sin, the Bruins in Detroit, Lightning taking on the Islanders, Leafs, Panthers, Preds hosting the Flames, Canucks in Denver, and the Kings hosting the Capitals. In the association, Toronto Raptors will host the Trailblazers. That gets going at 5:30. In the Asia, you've got Fort Mac taking on Bonneville just after 7, and at 5 o'clock, PWHL Ottawa hosting Minnesota. Right-hander Alex Manoah and the LA Angels agreed to terms on a 1-year deal worth $1.95 million. Manoah, 27, was not tendered by Atlanta and lands with the Angels on a fully guaranteed big league deal. And the Toronto Argonauts officially introduced Mike Miller as the 46th head coach in franchise history. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Terry Ryan and Jason Strudwick. Also, we'll ask 5 questions. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CHAR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
As 2025 comes to a close, GS Construction would like to take the time and thank our crews, our partners, and our communities for another successful year of teamwork and growth. Together, we've helped keep Edmonton and the surrounding area moving by building and maintaining the underground infrastructure that keeps everything running smoothly. It's been another year of dedication, pride, and hard work the team has put in to make it all possible. To learn more about our people and our projects, visit gsconstruction.ca.
I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and people who suffer brain fog might think it's just going to be part of their life. But listen, I've seen a 38-year-old man managing a concussion read her kid a bedtime story without losing the plot, all because of cognitive rehab that rewires the brain like a GPS reboot. Your brain isn't broken, it's buffering. One missed beat in focus, memory, or balance snowballs into frustration, falls, or forgotten keys. Stroke, concussion, long COVID, even aging can all lead to brain fog. Cognitive rehab works. Check us out at leadingedgephysio.com before your next "Where'd I Put My Phone" moment.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Feel a cold coming on? Reach for Oregano 8. With 8 powerful immune boosters like oregano oil, garlic, elderberry, and vitamin C, it delivers fast, effective relief. Available now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of each month.
It's Canadian Tire's Black Friday sale.
With the lowest prices of the year.
How low can we go?
Limbo again?
Shop the Black Friday sale at Canadian Tire and save up to 60%. November 27th to December 7th. Conditions apply. Details online.
.ca, 40 Sports 1440 Sports.
Bring them over after. Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. It's Terrific Tuesday. Get 40% off any regular priced pizza when you use code word 40 Tuesday at the start of each order at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 4 o'clock. Welcome back. How are you? Gregor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Hope you're having a lovely day. Lovely Tuesday. It is a game day, Oilers and the Wild. And you know what? Courtesy of Culligan, it is the month of giving. Well, we're going to give you some tickets to go to the game. So stay tuned for that coming up here in the next hour or so. So should be good. Speaking of a month of giving, it is it's great. We are at currently $5,100 courtesy of Paulie, and appreciate that. You can always get in 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440, our month of giving package today, courtesy of friends at Astoria Lighting. This will be a package that you'll have in your home. You'll have it for as long as you live in that house, man. It's unbelievable. Year-round, permanent LED lighting. It looks great. And maybe you've seen it in your neighborhood somewhere, but it's awesome. And it has endless amount of limitless patterns and colors you can use for special events, holidays, your favorite sporting teams, whatever you like. Maybe you want to go red and white for Canada at the Olympics, whatever. It's going to be awesome. Every order game night, if you want to put the Oilers colors on, you got the Elks colors, the Riverhawks. You pick your team. Stingers, doesn't matter. You can do it all. And it's for 250 feet of that's a lot of lights. That is a lot of lights. So we're getting closer to face value. Not there yet. One in 833-401-1440. It is the Jason Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. $65 million tonight. Lotto Max. Get your tickets, PlayAlberta.ca. And while you're there, check out the Jason Gregor Show specials right under the sports tab. And we got one on the Oilers, which includes them winning with Stuart Skinner making 23 or more saves. And then we got a little trifecta parlay for us. Some other games in the NHL. Avs beating the Canucks, Red Wings beating the Bruins, no Pasternak, and Lightning to win as well tonight. So check that out. Some little odds boost, pretty high today. I like it. Now, let's talk a little hockey as we get to our big guest of the day, brought to you by Silent Ice Center, new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, which features 2 sheets of ice, including a 1,600-seat arena and restaurant with a great viewing area. It's an unbelievable place to play hockey and to watch a game and even to eat at Summit Restaurant. Silent Ice Sports and Entertainment. Terry Ryan joins us, of course, one of the stars of Shoresy, also a former first-round selection in the National Hockey League draft, in the Newfoundland Hall of Fame. And, hey, did you land, when do you find out, TR, did you land any of your recent auditions?
Yeah, one in a local production. You'll see it's called Little Dale on Bell 5. I mean, it'll probably be on other platforms, but that'll be coming soon. That's a little bit of fun. It's like a Newfoundland kind of version of Trailer Park Boys. Like, that's really basic, but that's the best way I can explain it. It's that kind of sort of comedy, and that should be a bit of a laugh. Yeah, for sure.
Now, a few things to get to. Hey, what did you make? Like, what? I don't. We saw that McCarron fight with against Winnipeg and him and Stanley, and they got pissed that McCarron kind of gave Stanley a shot when they're on the ground. And guys are heated. And I know, TR, that you know what? Like, there's the code that you're not supposed to punch the guy when they're down. But I find like if you're kneeling down and you got a really good position, okay, maybe not. But when guys are like rolling on the ice, I've seen lots of guys punching each other. I didn't think that one was that bad. What do you think?
No, and honestly, that's people all say, like, when people say the code, quote unquote, the code, like that's usually like rule number one, right? Like rule number one of Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club. If you were to ask most people about the code, it would be don't hit anybody when they're down. Now, I've never heard one person utter that, and I've seen 1,000 people do it. So like, I think it's just basically a lot of the time, if a guy's down and it's totally, totally helpless, you generally don't hit him. But, a lot of fights aren't just to go out and set a tone. A lot of fights are because people are really upset, right? And you might have, and you're going in, and I look back at a lot of mine, and, I wasn't known as a cheap shot guy, but if I'm down and I'm, there's times you're wiggling in and out and you're just throwing. You're throwing. And how many times does someone stumble down and then get back up again? So I think it's more of a judgment call. Just like it is for, 5-minute major penalty or whatever, and you're waiting there to see, and there's a review. It's the same sort of thing, man. It's a judgment call. And I've been in the position, I don't think I was considered any kind of dirty player, but I've done it and it happens. And on that particular play, I've seen a lot worse than that. Heat of the moment happens. Even if I was on the receiving end, I often wouldn't get upset unless I was hands behind my back, my hands there. The ref has me, and you're going to tee off on my eye or something. And even then, there might be a reason for it. Maybe I just ran the goalie. So honestly, when I'm out there in a fight, look out for myself and, try not to get hurt. And beyond that, I didn't really worry about it.
Yeah, well, I totally agree. I didn't think that was a big one. What about, did you happen to see Blake Lizotte with the nut shot last night on Hathaway? Hathaway hits him along the boards and, does he follow through and, he's kind of bent them over the boards? Yeah, sure. And I don't mind what Lizotte did. I look at spitting in someone's face and is like the worst, most disrespectful thing. Then the direct on purpose nut shot, I put it as number 2. Obviously hits from behind are dangerous, right? For sure. But I'm just talking like things where you're just like things that would really annoy me where I'm like, next time I play that guy, it's on. That's the one. Like a blatant nut shot, I'll be all over the guy.
Yeah, those are two great things to point out. Yeah, for me, it would be someone runs my goalie. You're basically looking me right in the eye and saying you're not afraid of me. I didn't like that. And then the spitting would be second, even though it's nothing. Even though it's nothing. I couldn't stand it because a lot of times if someone's poking at you in the crotch, I got a jock on. I know you know that. So but you're going to spit right in my face. I don't know. For me, that was the gesture. Now, what was worse, talk to Struddy about this, but was going in front of the net and the D may be giving you the cross check. And then sometimes, the cross check, you go forward and then the whack on the side of the leg. But the whack on the side of the leg every third or fourth time with a wily D would come up under your nuts kind of thing. And that's what I didn't like, up underneath.
Yeah.
Because that really, really pains. But that would happen more. That would almost happen a lot. I knew almost how to wiggle out of it. I used to put my arm down between, that's how often I had a defense mechanism for that play. That's how often it used to happen back in the day. I don't even consider Struddy that dirty, but I can't say I remember him specifically doing it, but I think it probably would have been in his bag of tricks.
Oh God, yeah, Struddy. Well, Struddy would tell you he never cheap shot anybody. Just ask him. But now it wasn't overly cheap, but every now and then he'd snap for sure. He did say, he was more of a stick guy, cross check in front of the net, 100%. And now you can strategically, you're battling with the guy in front, and you'll get it up there sometimes. TR, and then you just lift, right? It's not so much like the slam, right? So I in front of the net, it's kind of like in the pile in the offensive line, defensive line, in the football pile. There's things that go on in the pile that even now with all the cameras still don't get caught.
Yeah. And I would say under the hoop in basketball as well. You know, you see guys go up and they're getting that's probably one that I find is really underrated because of guys like LeBron jumping around like he's dead when he gets a pinky finger in the eyelid. Because of that, you often overlook how rough it really is. Like under that net, like if you want, I mean, that's why I think a straight up dunk is easy, but not when there's all kinds of people around. You got to get on. You're often going to get it in the eye. I mean, a lot of basketball players look around their eyes, right? They got injuries. Yeah. And that's another one. It kind of, you know, you might get a flower to get a flagrant. Is going to take an awful lot under there. So it's the same sort of thing, man. Like a lot of other places on the ice, if you're pulling that stuff, especially in the 90s and 2000s that people were doing in front of the net, you for sure get, well, I'll give you another one. Surrey used to do this a lot. In the Western League, I think I've heard Struds talk about it. But, you know, you get that corkscrew if you got the puck and you're going. Now, if you're in front, up under the nuts, you can get the slap or the slash and the cross check. But guys used to like wait because you're in front of there trying to tip the puck. So then someone would slap it and they'd cross check you like into the puck's direction. You know what I mean? Once in a while, do that.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Scare the crap out of you, right? Puck's coming through.
Yeah.
And you know, you're on the power play D. You're standing in front, or sorry, D or not, wherever the puck's coming from, you're just standing in front of the net. And that was another one that used to happen quite frequently, and you have to watch out for that as well.
Oh, God, yeah. No question. You have to, for sure. Terry Ryan joins. Terry, the Oilers, very good game against Seattle on Saturday. I've said I think that was their most complete game of the season. Offensively, defensively, special teams, both were perfect. They played with some energy. You know, there's a tilt, or, you know, they're mad at Marchman all day. And Marchman's day-to-day might not play in that game on Thursday, which is too bad. Because if he was, I just think automatically you'd have a little bit more animosity. And I keep saying it, Edmonton plays better when there's animosity in the game. I wish that they would be the ones who would initiate it. Like, they'll react and they'll never back down, but they just still don't initiate. And like Trent Frederick, I had a long conversation with the coach today about Trent Frederick. I had a really good answer about like, hey, like he needs to do that more. And it's a coach, you try to encourage it, but ultimately it's up to the player, right? It's up to the player that you gotta find a way to play with that edge. And I think Edmonton's a better team when the game's edgier, and they need to be the ones that would initiate. Like tonight against Minnesota. Get out there and run. Like, look at Minnesota's defense. Yeah, Middleton's big, but Faber's not big. Brodeen's not big. Spurgeon isn't big. Like, get in on them. Be aggressive. Get in some scrums. Try to aggravate them a little bit.
Well, the key word you just mentioned was energy. I thought the same. I'm watching Seattle going, God, all of a sudden, some of these games they're playing like it's exhibition, and this is like it's, you know, the Stanley Cup playoffs. What happened? Where'd the energy come from, right? So they were really playing, like it seemed like they were really, focused, determined, and playing with energy. And like you said, when you play with energy, that's when things happen. The Clattenburg fight, what you want, like he wasn't like he made the hit, which was almost questionable. I could see why if I was a Seattle player, I'd be upset at that, but it wasn't really straight from behind. But the point is, when you just go around and you're playing with energy and you're finishing hits, stuff like that's going to happen. Now, Clattenburg won the fight. He didn't realize he was going to get into one. Obviously, I think he wanted, it could have been a lot worse. But point is, right, that happened. And it's not like he went out head hunting. It's not like he went out and said, I'm going to fight and ran the goalie. But when you do things like that, it can often just energize the whole game. It gives the game an uplifting feel. Like, you know, it seemed like, okay, they're playing with energy. Of course, something like that was going to happen. And if I recall correctly, Edmonton came back with 3 or 4 awesome shifts and nearly scored right after. So, I mean, it's not always like because that happened, but it's just something leading, you know, when you're playing with energy and positivity and more passes are connecting than not. And all of a sudden, you know, it's harder and harder to stop you once those wheels are rolling.
Yes. No question. I would agree. You know, Clattenburg, hey, he's played limited minutes, but he finds a way to get noticed. Man, he almost had a goal, and he probably should have had a goal in the first period there. Like he's looked comfortable. He's not the long-term answer, but I will say this. He has, I think, opened the eyes of the organization because he brings something that they don't really have a lot of. And even if Trent Frederick finds it, having 2 guys isn't a problem, right? Like Minnesota has Trenton and they have Foligno. We can go down the list of other teams that have more than one guy who do it, right? Like look at how many guys were in Florida who did it. Like man, if you Clattenburg, and now with these injuries, it doesn't sound like Roslovic and Kapanen are coming back until probably after Christmas, realistically. So he might get up to a month, TR, of just, and then you feel a little bit more comfortable, right? You learn more about the league, all that stuff. But man, that the value of that, even if it goes back down to the minors, all in the summertime of what I need to do as a player, what to work on, because he can come to camp next year and they'll be like, okay, we know what this guy brings for the energy and everything else. Like he could easily solidify himself as a regular as early next year, I think.
100%. And he inspires guys like Frederick, even though they're older. I've often said it, like young guys can lead, and often young guys, when they're going out of their way to play like that, it forces you to. They're often the biggest leaders on the team without trying to do it. And I'll take you back here. I do a lot of these fundraisers. Did one last weekend with Jackson Events. I do a lot with ex-Buffalo Sabres. Now, anybody who's a Buffalo Sabres fan this century probably won't even believe what I'm talking about, but the Buffalo Sabres went to the final in 98 or 99. And that was built on the heels of a lot of years of building up something. And Rob Ray will tell you, because I do some of these events with Rob Ray, Brad May, and Matthew Barnaby, and the latter two are often, I see them 10 times a year. And Rob Ray will often talk about it, as will the other two, about when those guys came in, the younger guy, like Barnaby didn't give the older guys a chance to sit, that's it. You want to come in? I know you're tougher, Rob, but I'm going to hit everything that moves. And and if you remember Matthew Barnaby, he wasn't being denied making the NHL. You might argue some of the plays, some of his moves, some of his quotes later in his career, but when he came into the NHL, now that era is exaggerated, but in relative terms, his thinking was that of Clattenburg. I'm going to come in, I'm going to hit everything that moves, I'm not going to back down from anything, and I'm going to inspire. And all of them will tell you that Matthew Barnaby as a rookie, again, this is an extreme case, but really inspired the Buffalo Sabres. And then, as they built with that Florida Panthers kind of, tenacity, kind of that style. They were very good defensively. They had Asic in net, of course, but they played with that tenacious style, very similar to Florida. I don't think they were quite as dynamic, but they were inspired by younger players. That's what built it all, So I'm not surprised. And I think that a guy like that is only positive to have around for everybody involved.
Yes, 100%. Terry Ryan joins. One last one for you, TR. We look at some teams around. The Ottawa Senators are going to get Tkachuk back. And not Ottawa, but Buffalo just got Norris back. And he had 3 points in his first game. Now, Brady Tkachuk doesn't have the same injury history at all. And I think he will help the emotion of Ottawa a bit. But that Josh Norris, if he could ever stay healthy, and that's a massive if, like massive if he could stay healthy, like that's a first-line player that you get back in your lineup. Like that could be the difference of them making the playoffs or not, or at least staying in the hunt. And I really hope the guy can stay healthy because when he is, he's a pretty good player.
And by the way, his father's Dwayne Norris, Newfoundlander, one of the first Newfoundlanders in the NHL, and scored the winner for Team Canada Junior the year before John Slaney. Another Newfoundlander did it. There you go. So Josh comes back here in the summer. Not that he's from here, but his dad comes back and he comes back with him. So I talked to Josh a little bit, and I was surprised. I thought Josh had I thought he had one like ongoing injury. And when I was talking to him this summer, he's like, man, I've been injured like a bunch, and it's so weird that it's these. And he trains really hard, and his dad is known for that, and he's really dedicated. So sometimes I guess you're either brittle, injury prone, or just bad luck. So who knows what it is? But what I like about it too, if you're from like Josh Norris, again, here's another guy. He's not known as being this overly feisty player, but his instinct though is to take it to the net. Like the goal, I don't know how many goals he got, but I watched a game till I fell asleep and I saw him score a goal backhand. It was meant to be a pass almost. But if you look at where he got it, a lot of people would have taken it behind the net. But Josh has a real scorer's instinct. Right, so to get and that's often all you need. I mean, John Tavares, anybody? That guy won't drop his gloves, he won't lick his lips, but he goes to that area, right? And that as well. Like so, for every Frederick that needs to be inspired to drop gloves or to go and play like the Tasmanian Devil, there's other guys that just need to be inspired to go to the right areas, maybe be a little less fragile, right? So it's all relative, and Josh Norris is a great example of that. I don't think of this big rhinoceros out there hitting everybody, but Josh scores a lot because he goes to that area to do it.
Yeah, very much so. TR, thanks for this, buddy. We'll talk to you on Thursday. Have a great day.
Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Edmonton, and we'll chat soon.
There's Terry Ryan joins us Tuesday, Thursday here on Sports 1440. Quick break. We'll come back. We'll update you on Month of Giving and more. It's the Jason Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Action Electrical's projects team takes the field, folks, ready to execute the entire play for new commercial builds.
Absolutely. They're masters of design, build, sketching strategy from initial blueprints to core electrical infrastructure. The team never misses on complex projects.
Known for handling big league constructions and major renovations, ensuring flawless execution, hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit? No credit? We got you. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780 all sevens. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
They're not just a grocery store. They're a butcher, a baker, a cafe, deli, rotisserie pizza, and restaurant, all under one roof. Loca Quality Market does food differently with 2 locations to serve you. Edmonton and Sherwood Park. Visit loca.ca.
I'm tired of waking up tired. Waking up tired. Yeah, waking up tired.
Are you tired of waking up tired? Come visit our sleep experts at the Brick Mattress Store. Get Canada's guaranteed lowest prices on all things sleep. Plus, try your new mattress for 6 months. If you don't love it, we'll find one you do. Some conditions apply. Stop waking up tired. Get the right mattress guaranteed. Only at the Brick Mattress Store.
When you're in need of deeper respiratory support, try NAC 8.5X. 600 milligrams of NAC with 8.5 times better absorption. Available now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of each month.
Picture this. You're sleeping and you're awake, but it's a good day because you're about to make your way to McDonald's to pick up some breakfast. Fast forward, you're there. What's this? You can now get all those breakfast classics penny style with rich, creamy hollandaise style sauce. A happy little tear rolls down your cheek. You grab your small McCafe premium roast coffee, still just $1 plus tax every day. And see. Get up and at 'em with the Egg McMuffin. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Japa Machinery. Did you know that Japa offers in-house and on-site heavy equipment service? Rain or shine, Japa Service Department is here for you. Visit japamachinery.com for all the details.
Hat tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Fourth 4:30 as we move through a Tuesday afternoon game day. Oilers wild tonight. Skinner versus Wallstead. They could have been teammates. The Oilers would have made the pick, but they decided to trade down. Take Xavier Burgo. Didn't work out very well for the Oilers, but it did very much so for the Minnesota Wild, as they now have the Wall of St. Paul. He is referred to in Minneapolis. Big fan favorite. It is early. It's only 10 games, but still, he was just named Rookie of the Month. Went 6-0 with 3 shutouts in November. 3 shutouts is like a season for lots of guys. It's really good. Never mind a month. So he comes in here. He's boatload of confidence. Super excited to test himself against McDavid, Draisaitl, and the Oilers offense. So, he'll be fired up tonight and see if the Edmonton Oilers can continue and try to gain some momentum after a very good game in Seattle on Saturday. Spiff is in at 5,200, and now Lee is in at 5,300 on our month of giving package, courtesy of Astoria Lighting. That's fantastic. If you're looking for lighting full-time all around your home, it's year-round permanent LED lighting. It has limitless patterns, colors, holidays, special events, etc. You can create your own patterns. It's also cloud-enabled, controlled from anywhere for your Apple or Android device. Comes with a warranty. And trust me, if for one odd reason, if a light ever goes out, they'll come fix it. You get great customer service all the time from Astoria. Time now to get to Struds On, brought to you by Action Electrical. They're hiring 2nd, 3rd, 4th year electricians. Apply today. Careers at actionelectrical.net.
The Jason Gregor Show presents Struds On.
I don't believe in tea bags. I use loose leaf tea. It is so much better than the tea bags. I'll eat tea bags. I'll
Struds On.
I'm not a huge DJ guy. I guess if you hand me a couple glow sticks and a tight white t-shirt that I can get wet, maybe I'd be into it.
Struds On.
There's a lone steakhouse I used to go to down in Kentucky, and they had bowls of peanuts. I wasn't sucking on those ones. You need to have clean nut. I'm talking about the kind you get in a bag at an Elks game. You know what I mean?
It's time for Struds On.
Struddy, how you doing?
Tip top, buddy. Tip top. The Giants lost again. We're right on track for what we want. A busy off season in the front office.
Oh, well, yeah, very much so. I'll be looking for a coach and a few other things. So.
Oh, yeah. Things go well. Maybe a GM too, right? So fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
Maybe Dart should slide or get out of get out of bounds, because that's a clean hit, man. He's still in bounds.
You know what? He actually reminds me a little bit of Mike Riley. And the things he loved about Mike was his bravado and wanting to make the difference. But sometimes you just got to bend the knee. Like we don't need it. We don't need that situation. So he's just got to dial it back a little bit, because you could see that guy coming. He ran from the middle of the field, what was his name, Ellis or something, and absolutely blew him up. And he loved the courage, but it's only, I think it was third down, 3rd and 1. Yeah, we can get 1 yard. You can make it happen. So love the courage, just like Mike Riley, but got to understand when to do it.
Struddy, we talked about this but a few weeks ago on the show when I found out that the Olympic size ice was going to be 196 feet instead of 200 feet. So a little bit shorter. Now, 4 feet, some people say, it's 4 feet. But you know what? If all of a sudden the neutral zone's 2 feet shorter and the offensive zone's a foot shorter, and the defensive zone's a foot shorter, everything's compact. How much do you think a difference, if any, 4 feet will make?
I wanted to play in that size rink, buddy. Make it smaller. Let's play on a tiny little third of an ice.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to skate. It makes a difference. It does make a difference. So, again, I'm not sure. Do you know exactly where the spacing's coming out? Is it coming out of?
No, that's what I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's assume your breakdown is correct. 2 feet in the neutral zone, that's a big difference, man. The way how fast those guys skate. So all of a sudden now, as a D-man, there's less room for them to operate, less room for them to build up speed, all those types of things. If it's more in the defensive zone, even better. Now it's tougher to create offense because you got 10 people jammed in a smaller dance floor, right? So it does make a difference. It's not going to be like, oh my God, this is awful, but guys will find that, you can cover that space just a little bit quicker. Your stick reaches a little bit further from the middle of the ice to the boards for that reason. So again, this isn't going to be like moving the 3-point line out to 50 feet, but it will have an impact, I think, offensively, harder to get open.
Yeah. Well, if the neutral zone's 2 feet smaller and you're a speed guy, that's 2 less feet you have to gain that speed to attack. So for defenders, I would think that's an advantage.
Oh, it is. So you got to think about it. You're trying to, let's say it's whoever's, McKinnon's coming up the ice, and I'm trying to stifle him. Well, now he has, less speed to get up and to get the speed going. Maybe I can stop him a little bit quicker, but also he has less time and space to make a choice, to make his play. Right? What's my play going to be? Well, I don't know. I got a little bit less. And again, we're not talking about seconds. We're talking about fractions of seconds. But if anyone watched that Four Nations, everyone looked the same speed except for 2 players, Kevin and David. That's it. Everyone else is the same. All the other guys are all the same. So I think it will have an impact. Not a huge one, but you will notice it looks smaller because it makes a difference. When I went from NHL ice to Olympic ice. So that's a big difference we're talking about, but it was felt huge. So even a little bit smaller, it will make a difference, in my opinion, for how easy it is to make in place.
Oh God. Yeah. 100%. I would agree wholeheartedly on that. Straight of the orders, Seattle game was easily their most complete game start to finish. I don't think there's one element. They're emotionally invested. They were physical. Defensively, they were good. Goaltending was excellent. They scored 5-on-5 twice. They scored on the power play. They didn't give up anything on the penalty kill. Like, everything about their game was perfect. Right now, and as Leon Draisaitl said, yeah, it was really good, but it was one game. How do you take that from one game to the next?
Well, you got to start with one game, and you're right. Last game, I loved that. It was low event, and I think that they made the game predictable for each other, and probably most importantly for their netminder. So that's a great one. So how do you transfer it? Well, you review the same tape. Business went well, guys. I liked your game, Jason Gregor, because you did this. Strudwick, I liked your game because you did this. Reaffirm what the guys did well. Like, they worked on their rush coverage, and you could see it was calm. The guys are coming back, stopping on the hash marks. It's when you over back check, and now one of their players, the opposition, hangs around those areas. Now the puck goes back, and now you look like you don't know what you're doing because you're trying too hard, right? You're doing too much. So I really like that they actually did less, but in the end, you're doing more because it looks simple. So that's just one example. Same in the D zone. Don't worry about anyone else's job. Just do your own job. That's all you have to worry about. And I think when you do that, it makes it a lot easier. And it just, you're not trying to do 1.5 jobs. Just do one job. So again, repeat, do the same thing, but remind specific players what they did right and what you'd like to see from them again tonight.
You go up against the Wild, who, you know what? Hey, their defensive game right now is red hot. They're pitching shutouts for fun, right? They're pitching shutouts like you wear tight jeans all the time. You're the Oilers. How would you attack the Wild tonight?
I like the way this Wild team plays, and give Billy Guerin credit. He's done a really good job. I remember when he bought out those guys, Breezy and Suda, I was like, whoa, that's a big one. Well, he was right, and he's built a team around that. Now he has a nice youngish group of players. But I'm going to look at their D specifically, Griggs, and it's clear that Billy Guerin has valued smart, puck-moving defensemen. Not monsters. They're not huge for the most part, but they're smart and move the puck well. So I think that for the Oilers, they really have to value, puck possession, because what happens is that when Minnesota's going to get them, just move it around them and they're gone. So hold on to the puck. Make sure you're playing them below the tops of their circles. Make them work in their own zone. Make them, struggle. They're a good defending team, but they're not amazing defending team because they're not super big if you handle that puck and keep it in their zone. And I've tried to attack them, go after D. I like the way their D play. Youngish, we know Spurgeon's a little older, but they've got a good group of D that are really smart and like to move the puck.
Yeah. They're not overly big either, right? Like you look at Brodin, Faber, Spurgeon, they check with their brain and with their stick and their feet more than with their size.
Yeah, and that's what Billy Guerin's valued. Like, you can tell Billy has a style of D-man he likes, right? And they're all smart. Like I tell young D-men, watch those Minnesota guys. They're all smart players. They're not perfect, no one is, but they're all smart. And he's done a good job there. And they're trying to get that puck up quickly to their forwards. That's what Billy wants. So you can't let him do that. So you do that by holding on to the puck, trying to take the puck over the blue line. And if you are going to have to chip it behind them, make them turn and get it, or maybe have a foot race, put some bodies into them, be physical. Not that you can really intimidate this group, but you have noticed in the past, they haven't done great in the playoffs. So, play a little bit of playoff style hockey against them. Play in their end, make it hard for them, make it uncomfortable.
Jason Strudwick joins us. This homestand, Struddy, after tonight, it looks pretty favorable. Seattle, they're not that skilled. We know that. Marchment, who stirred the pot, might not even play his day-to-day. Then they got Winnipeg, who will be on their last leg, 6th game in 9 days, second half of a back-to-back. No Hellebuck. They just got schooled in Buffalo. That's a game. I'm sorry, that's a game you should win all day, every day. Then you got Buffalo and Detroit next week, and both of them are on their second half of a back-to-back. Edmonton needs to take advantage of this schedule. They had a tough schedule early, but now they have a favorable one here for the next 10 days. To me, they got to win, I say 4 out of 5.
So the Oilers are a mature team. They understand how to win, how to be winners, how to make it hard on their teams. You look at Utah. Utah hasn't learned that yet, right? Utah started off great. The wheels will wobble, and now they're in a tough time. They haven't learned yet how to just play their game and make the other team rise up and play against them. Find the Oilers. I'm like, guys, we need this. We need really good defensive hockey, good specialty teams, and hopefully that takes care of the 5-on-5, the defensive, and then we're going to win these games. So be mature about it. Don't think about all 5. Start with 1 tonight. They win tonight. It really, it lines up the rest of the 4, quite nicely. If they lose, they can still do it. But I want to see a mature performance from the Oilers in all areas of the game, like we saw the other night against Seattle.
Looking at a few other things, Struddy. Did you see the Lizotte nut shot on Hathaway?
He got both bells on that one, man. That is, I don't like those kind of plays. Now, to be clear, I hate hits from behind more.
Yes,
but something like that is so cheap. It's so cheap. And I didn't see the whole game. I don't know if there was something that happened before or if this is ongoing for a while. But that is really, really, really cheap. Now, I don't know. Is he getting any discipline for that? Was he getting a game or just a fine?
I'm guessing.
fine?
I'm guessing it's going to be a fine. I haven't seen anything saying he's having a hearing, so I'm guessing at most it'll be a fine.
Yeah, he got his money's worth then on that one. But I just, it's cheap. I don't know. To me, it's just chicken, in my opinion. Face the guy, do something differently. But to ring the bells like that, Greg, I don't know. That I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Like, I rank that right below spitting in someone's face as like the cheapest moves to make on the ice. I agree. Like dirty and dangerous are the hits from behind for sure, but just like cheap and annoying. And so Lazotte's a small guy. You're the Flyers. You're getting spanked anyway. Now that's a good rivalry, right? Pittsburgh. I want as many rivalries, Struddy. So on a random Wednesday night, I'm like, oh, Pittsburgh's playing Philly. Shh, I'll turn it on. We need more of that, right? Like Florida, Tampa Bay. I'm telling you, that first Saturday night when they played November, I was glued to it. Nothing happened, unfortunately. But I still like the potential of it is just as good to sell, right? Like look at these other sports. They sell still. Like look at Jake Paul. His boxing matches are an absolute joke. They're an absolute farce. And people go, "Why?" I think the NHL has to start selling and promoting the angle of animosity. And the players need to recognize, you know what? If we want more people to watch our game, we have to bring in a little bit of that. Look at the NBA. The NBA chirps. They do it all the time. It's great. NHL guys say nothing. And like Hathaway should have come out afterwards and I can't wait to see Hathaway. Like, you're not going to say I'm going to kill him or nothing. Of course, you're not saying stupid, but there's lots of ways to do it, right? Or get one of the other water bugs. Lazotte's about 5'8", I think, right? So, he's like eye to eye with Tom Gazzola. So why not have him, get another guy that size out there chirping him?
Yeah, so it is true. And, I always felt that way that, I try to look after the big guys. Like I fight the bigger guys. Arguably I could do well or not. But if a small little guy was running around, like someone else had to do it, right? Like I don't want to go and do this again. It's someone else take care of this. So I think that's fair there. As far as the rivalries, I agree. I think they really tried that. Remember when they stacked up all the games that within your division? And it almost went the other way because you got tired of playing the same guys all the time. So I don't think the formula yet has been discovered by the NHL about how to promote and kind of build off those rivalries. Obviously, I think when two teams are doing well, it makes a big difference. Like you look at the Oilers and Flames. When they played a couple of years ago and they were in the playoffs and they had that amazing series, like chaos. I think the first game, I forget what it was. You remember, Big 9-7 or something. Like that was unbelievable hockey. So the better the two teams are, it is. And I think maybe you focus on that. If you are the league and you see that the Oilers and Flames are both good, let's promote that and put that on our website or promote it on our socials.
Oh yeah, 100%. So, Chelsea. Hey, Struddy, did you make the roster for the Oilers alumni against Shoresy?
I don't know. I kind of slipped my name in there, and I haven't heard back. So maybe I'm out. My stats have been middling, I guess, when you start looking at my numbers recently at some of the charity tournaments. 2-3 points a game. I guess that's not enough. I don't know what more they want, but I'd like one more chance to shut down TR, right? Put him in his place.
Oh, God, yeah. Why not? You should. It'd be fun, right? Old school, buckets off at center ice. Old WHL, Struddy.
By the way, I love the Sharks how they all went no buckets the other night. What was it, Saturday night?
Yeah.
Saturday night or Saturday night?
Yeah.
I love that. I remember we used to, like, things weren't going well, and the captain would come in and say, guys, no helmets for a warm-up. Oh, man. I'd get the blow dryer out, load a dippity-doo, and get it just right. Looked unreal when I'd hit that ice on a Saturday night. I love what the Sharks did there.
Well, yeah, they're not the first team. A few other teams have done it because now, of course, guess what, Struddy? The fun police sent a memo out. Players who have come in the league in the last 5 years should be wearing their helmet. Like, just another, like, I know that Taylor Hall, it's one time. Taylor Hall had the freak accident, right? So you talk to play, and somebody might get a puck and you get a stitch here, there. Like, who cares? Marketing for your players, it's a small little thing. I agree with you. Just, it's comical that they're like, no, can't. Now we can't do it because one injury. Like, so dumb.
No, it's true. And I remember we did it one time in the minors, and Jamie McLennan was our goalie, and I was skating around and someone shot it and he blockered it off. And they punch it out. He punched it, it hit me right in the face, and I got cut for stitches under my eye. And, I had to go get stitches after. And honestly, that was probably the best save Noodles made all night. He didn't play much more after that. And I had the stitches under my eye. I'm like, is it worth it? He still laughs about it all these years later. Like, I'm like, that was the best save you had, man. Like, God, frustrating.
Oh, well, it's funny, Struddy. So 2 of your close friends gave you face shots the minute they could in hockey. That's what I'm taking away from this. Nate fixed your teeth for you, and Noodles tried to make you a little prettier. Not a surprise.
No, well, actually, I was out in St. Albert, and there's a wall of fame, and Nathan Dempsey's on there. And I was like, how much do you pay to get your name on there? Jason Holland's on there, Joe McGinley. Like, that must be it's like, don't you have to pay for the Wall of Fame or the Walk of Fame in LA?
Yes.
Or do you just get invited?
It's like the little plaque there, right? But it's always like guys who did they play one game for St. Albert and then they're on there?
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Well, they drove by St. Albert.
Questionable.
You just drove by it. They get invited in there.
Well, they weren't allowed in regularly. Let's not kid ourselves. They're not quality enough to stay there full time.
So you say.
Struddy, have a good one, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Enjoy the game, guys. Thanks.
There you go. That's Jason Strudwick. Joins us every Tuesday here in Sports 1440. We've got a few bids coming in. I love it. Our month of giving continues on. We're getting close. About an hour left in bidding. That's awesome. And coming up in the final hour, if you want to go to the game, I'm going to give you some tickets. Let's see if Culligan right after this on the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
Aloha, Edmonton, it's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
From the locker room to your radio, Sports 1440 is Edmonton's sports leader. Real talk, big personalities, and your texts. It's interactive. It's fun. It's where Edmonton talks sports. Sports 1440.
Craving a dining experience that rises above the rest? Head to Summit Restaurant, nestled in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Savor Summit's exceptional house-made pizza, delectable entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails, all served in a stylish, modern atmosphere. For a casual meal or a special night on the town, Summit Restaurant offers a straightforward yet refined experience where every bite and sip reflects our dedication to quality. Elevate your dining experience. Visit Summit Restaurant tonight.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Born from work, built for play. Carhartt's all-new Super Ducks tech jackets are built for hard-working people who can't sacrifice mobility for durability. This ultra-tough gear fights off wind, snow, and cold, while full-swing technology flexes with every move and still packs 3M insulation for maximum warmth. Try your new Carhartt Super Ducks at Jobsite Workwear. 3 locations in Edmonton and online at jobsiteworkwear.ca.
Jobsite Workwear, tough different jobs.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. It's Terrific Tuesday. Get 40% off any regular priced pizza when you use the code word 40Tuesday at the start of each pizza order at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, as we roll through Tuesday afternoon. The Gregor Show is always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Remember, it's Lotto Max, $65 million tonight. You can get your tickets at PlayAlberta.ca. And while you're there, be sure to try out the Jason Gregor Show boost odds. You get better. Hey, do you believe in the orders? Skinner making 23 saves? Well, if you think both, well, get an odds boost check on that. And then we'll also have one where the Avalanche, Red Wings, and Lightning are winning, and a big odds boost. So check it out. You'll see it when you go to sports on the left side of the page, Jason Gregor Show, and you can click the special there. Good luck. Remember, make a $50 deposit. Use the promo code Gregor50. Get $50 more. So boom, 2 for 1. I like it. Let's get to 5 questions now, brought to you by The Brick, as Black Friday deals continue on. $1,000 off of sectionals, 30% off of furniture, and up to $800 off big screen TVs at The Brick and thebrick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, Jason, Oilers Wild tonight. Let's get a score prediction and a bold prediction as well.
I'm going to go boring 4-2, and the bold prediction is, I don't know if it's that bold, but I'll say Zach Hyman. First time this season he scores in consecutive games.
I'm going to take, similar to you, but I'm going to take 4-3 overtime win for the Oilers. Bold prediction, Bouchard power play goal from McDavid and Draisaitl. Question number 2. Lots of Oilers fans will see Wallstedt tonight greater. Think, hey, what if we drafted him? When you think of what if draft scenarios for teams you've rooted for, past or present, do any come to mind?
Oh, God. You go first.
The one I always think about, what if the Chargers, instead of drafting Phillip Rivers, drafted Larry Fitzgerald and kept Drew Brees? They would have had an offense that would have consisted of Brees, Tomlinson, Gates, Larry Fitzgerald, Vincent Jackson. That's my what if. So that's the one for me.
All right. I still remember the one when, now I'm not a fan of the team, but back I was a fan of the Dolphins when they took a kick returner, Ted Ginn Jr., 9th overall. Marshawn Lynch was still there. Darrelle Revis was still there. Patrick Willis was still there. Like, oh my God, there was lots of good players I could have taken. It was such a terrible pick. A kick returner wide receiver. God. So I'm happy I never cheer for that team anymore.
Quickly, did Dolphins fans want Brady Quinn? Was that the guy they wanted?
No, I don't.
I thought it was quarterback they wanted.
But didn't Quinn go? Did he go 20? Well, he went 20th. Did he not? Right.
He went 22nd.
22nd. But is that the same year?
I believe so. Yeah.
2007.
Long time ago. Yeah.
Holy cow! Brady Quinn's that old.
Good draft. You can catch him here on Sports 1440 every morning.
Wow.
2 pros and a cup of Joe.
There you go. He's like, look at the risk. You could have taken Dwayne Bowe. Like, just why Ted Ginn Jr., a small receiver? God, it's a terrible pick.
I think he played both sides of the ball in college too. Yeah, maybe that would have been Chris Gamble.
Yeah, I don't recall that, but maybe. Like, he played, he bounced around the league for a while. Like, sure, but still, like, come on, can't. That's such a terrible pick. I remember actually throwing my remote control, which is not a good fan, but I was like, what a terrible pick.
Yeah, if you're a fan of a team long enough, we've all been there, I think. Question number 3 for you. Now, last week we had college football's rivalry week. Rivalry teams meeting, pretty self-explanatory. I think it'd be a cool idea for the NHL to do something like that every once in a while, where teams with legit rivals matched up on a Saturday or something.
Yes, all day long. Like, and don't waste it for season openers. Everybody's excited about the season opener anyway. Like, I think you could have, like, if I was doing a season opener, then make it Edmonton, Dallas, a replay of the Western Conference Final. You only, like, Edmonton, Calgary. Now, I know Calgary's not good, so still, but I wouldn't waste that on opening night, right? Because I'd like to have a home and away with Calgary in the regular season. I think it would be better, right? Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning. Imagine if you played back-to-back games, right? Edmonton, LA Kings, Edmonton, Vegas. Pick your poison. I don't care. But I think it would be excellent. You've got 32 teams. Now, you know what? Not all rivals are going to be even, but you could do Edmonton, Calgary. You could do Vancouver, Seattle. You could do LA, Anaheim. Right? And then that leaves Vegas and San Jose. I know it's not perfect, but you could get a lot of good ones to do. And so, yes, I would be all over it. Have rivalry week, something fun like Pittsburgh, Philly. They hate each other, right? Well, the fans do, and it's more for the fans than the players. It doesn't mean these games are suddenly going to be slobber knockers and hit fests and fight fests. But yes, I think the NHL should do it.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I think get a lot of fun out of it. Hey, you want to do something crazy? Throw some new jerseys in there as well for like make it a weekend, whatever it might be. But I think something like that would be a lot of fun for the league. And heck, the teams remaining, maybe you make some new rivalries with that one. Question number 4 for you. In my opinion, the NFL, a mess. I don't know who's good, who's bad. So who are your top 3 teams right now in the NFL?
Go ahead.
You know what? I'm going to have top 3 in no particular order. I'm going to have the Rams, despite their loss to the Panthers. I think that was a one-off for Matthew Stafford. I'm going to have the Denver Broncos in there, and not trying to suck up to the guy beside me, but I still have the Buffalo Bills. When they're on, I still have them.
The Bills?
Yeah.
What?
Because I'm a Patriot hater, and I don't believe in the Bears.
Yeah, I'd have Seattle, I think, ahead of the Bills. Right?
That's fair.
Seattle's defense is good, man.
What's Darnold going to do against good teams?
Yeah, well, that's fair. But Well, I guess what's Bo Nix going to do against a good team?
Well, I guess they'll both rely on their defense.
The other team that I might put in that conversation, I think the Green Bay Packers are pretty good.
Yeah, that'd be fair.
Yeah, but you're right. There's no I want to put the Bears in just because I love the story.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what I want to put them in, but I can't do it yet. But man, there's a lot of quality teams. There's no great team, and that's what's going to make the playoffs fun.
Yeah, I love what Ben Johnson's done with that Bears team. Final question for you today is Canadian singer Nelly Furtado's birthday. So in honor of that, who are your top 3 Canadian singers?
You go ahead.
I mean, maybe not the biggest ones, but you know what? I think these probably are the 3 biggest ones. I'm going with Celine Dion, Shania Twain, and Michael Bublé.
All right. Well, he's not my guy, but it's how can you not go Drake? Like Drake's worldwide success is pretty damn impressive. The Weeknd,
good one.
Definitely I would put in, and Celine Dion for sure. I think I would have to go with her. Now, if we're talking favorites, then it'd be a different conversation. But if we're talking the greatest, probably have to go with them.
Do you like Drake more as a singer or as a rapper? Because I'm team rapper on that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's a great singer. Like if we're going just on am I putting his chops up against Celine Dion or Whitney Houston or even Bruno Mars from just a pure singing standpoint? No, but yeah, so I guess I'd have to go with a rapper more.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
You can probably throw Bieber in there too. Pretty talented.
Yeah, Bieber's pretty talented for sure. Like there's I go back. Hey man, Bryan Adams was unreal.
Yeah,
for a long time. It's hard to debate that, right? Leonard Cohen, if we're going to go back, right? So
was he a good singer?
He had a very unique voice.
Yeah, I mean, I love him, but
very unique voice, man.
So sometimes it just seemed like he was just kind of talking over it.
Yeah, well, hey, good storyteller.
Yeah,
I
like him.
Oh God, yeah, he's got some really unique and in a different era where the lyrics were a lot more, I think, profound at times. That fair?
Yeah, and I would say his version of Hallelujah would probably be my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Well, Katie Lang's pretty damn good in that song. Oh my, she can really for a pure singer. And how could I not go against Anne Murray? She's pretty good too.
The Songbird, right?
There's a hippo in my bathtub. It's a great song. Great song.
And then I think Leonard Cohen also did he do a cover of Heroes as well?
Oh, maybe.
I think that might have been in the Stranger Things soundtrack.
Yeah, getting out of my wheelhouse now, so I can't confirm or deny on that one. So, at all. 5:04. We'll come back. We'll update you on month of giving, and we'll also family. You got 3 tickets courtesy of Culligan. You can text in your name, or you can take somebody who has yet to be to a game. Okay, in their life. Actually, we'll do a phone call, 833-401-1440. Someone who's never been to an Oilers game. Okay, we need to hear from them. 833-401-1440. Call in now. Let's get to the con man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate Buick GMC. Stop in today and play Wish and Win for your chance to win up to $25,000 towards a new vehicle. You're guaranteed a $500 prize. Check it out right now. Northgate GM.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Game day, Oilers and Wild meeting down at Rogers Place. Puck drop just after 7. Pre-game coverage here on Sports 1440. It's going at 6 with Andrew Walker. Getting going shortly. Got the Bruins and the Red Wings, Canadian Sens, Lightning taking on the Islanders, Rangers host the Stars, Leafs and Panthers, Preds, Flames, Canucks taking on the Avalanche, Golden Knights host the Blackhawks and the Caps in Los Angeles. In the Association, Raptors taking on the Trailblazers, tip off 5:30 from Scotiabank Arena. In the AJ Fort Mac takes on Bonneville, and one game in the PWHL, Minnesota up against Ottawa. Some news from the CFL. The Elks re-signing defensive lineman Brandon Barlow through the 2026 season. He appeared in 18 games last season with the Green and Gold, recording 2.5 sacks. The Toronto Argonauts officially introduced Mike Miller as the 46th head coach in franchise history. Right-hander Alec Manoah and the LA Angels in agreement on a 1-year deal worth $1.95 million. Manoah was non-tendered by the Atlanta Braves and lands with the Angels fully guaranteed big league deal. Coming up in hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet and Derek Van Diest from NHL.com. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if
4
you're
o'clock.
Alberta's
Welcome back. How are you?
winner.
Picture this.
Gregor?
You're sleeping and you're awake. But it's a good day because you're about to make your way to McDonald's to pick up some breakfast. Fast forward, you're there. But what's this? You can now get all those breakfast classics penny style with rich, creamy hollandaise-style sauce, a happy little tear rolls down your cheek. You grab your small McCafe premium roast coffee, still just $1 plus tax every day. And see. Get up and at 'em with the Egg McMuffin. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Tuesday afternoon.
Did you know The Brick is proudly Canadian-owned and operated? We started right here in Canada over 50 years ago. Now, our 5,000 team members are proud to be your neighbor in more than 200 communities across Canada. And we support all Canadians with a growing selection of quality-made Canadian products and manufacturers. Nobody knows more about furnishing Canadian homes at the guaranteed lowest price than us. The Brick, saving you more.
Visit thebrick.com and use our store locator to find a Brick store near you.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Think your credit's not good enough for a new ride? Think again. Go Auto's car loan calculator is here to help. No commitments, no credit hits, just real answers. You tell us a few things, and we'll show you what you can afford. Text credit to 780-777-7777. That's credit to 780 all sevens. Go Auto. We do the math, so you can do the driving.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
Feel a cold coming on? Reach for Oregano 8. With 8 powerful immune boosters like oregano oil, garlic, elderberry, and vitamin C, it delivers fast, effective relief. Available now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of each month.
Now for today's holiday special, Legacy Heating and Cooling saves Christmas. Santa's furnace broke down in the shop last night, and the elves couldn't make any toys, that's right, so Santa called up his pals at Legacy Heating. And ho, 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 golly gee, 1 year, no payments, interest-free, and the elves are working merrily with a brand new furnace from Legacy. Happy holidays from Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. We offer sale, rental, repair, and calibration of hydraulic, pneumatic, and battery-powered torque wrenches, stud tensioners, and flange maintenance equipment. Order today at cantork.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Do we get a call? Did anybody call in? 510, welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. We apologize. We had the phone on mute, so well, actually it was blocked. So basically people were calling, it wasn't ringing. So if you want to go to the order game, 833-401-1440. We have a 3-pack of tickets to tonight's game, courtesy of Colligan. 833-401-1440. Someone who is yet to go to a game, call in. It's very simple. You could be going. So 833-401-1440. It's Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. We're into the final hour. We're currently at $5,300. Lee has it for our month of giving package, courtesy of Astoria Lighting. The gemstone lights applied and installed to your home up to 250 feet of Astoria Lighting. They're limitless patterns and colors. You can create your own patterns, favorite team, whatever you like. True warm white. They're cloud enabled and controlled from your Apple or Android device. They're fantastic year round, and away you go. And also, we've had a lot of people wondering, as long as you're within a 100-kilometer radius of Edmonton, Mundair, bring on the sausage, baby. They'll install it right there. Be fantastic. So 833-401-1440. Let's get to the spec report now, brought to you by GS Construction. As now it gets busy. You look around and you still got construction sites. Be careful going through them. Courtesy of GS. They want to watch the games just like you. GS Construction, as Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet joins us. Spec, good afternoon. How you doing?
Very well. Looking forward to a good hockey game tonight. Hopefully not a 9-1 or 8-3 beauty, but
Well, Oilers fans would take it if they were the ones scoring 8 or 9, but definitely not the other way. I'd be surprised if they got waxed like that again. Now, granted, and we mentioned that because Dallas, Colorado, and Minnesota all had 24 points in the month of November. They're the best team in the league, and so they'll come in. They're excited now. They did lose their last one to Buffalo. And the Oilers had a dominant performance on Saturday. And, we'll see how it goes, Spec. But, with the injuries to their center iceman, McDavid and Draisaitl, these are matchups that who's ever going against Hartman, that's an advantage. Eriksson Ek's a really good center iceman, but Hartman's not a regular center iceman.
Yeah, Eriksson Ek is as good a defensive centerman as you need. He can handle one of those two guys. Hartman is not of that caliber for sure. And that's not his game. Hartman's not a stack up against the other team's best center guy. He's never been that guy, and it's probably unfair. I get it. He's filling in a pinch. He'll do his best, but that is where you could exploit for sure tonight. This is just another of the reasons why we both agree that McDavid and Draisaitl on separate lines makes the Oilers a better team. And who was saying in the dressing room this morning that Janmark, you put Nugent Hopkins on the third line, he says, we become a way better team right away when Nugent Hopkins is on our third line. So there's some depth down the middle that not many teams could say that's going to beat most teams depth down the middle wise, I would say.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. You look at the Oilers and when they take on Minnesota, they haven't had a lot of success on home ice, Spec. Minnesota's won 9 of the 13 meetings in Edmonton in the McDavid/Draisaitl era. So it doesn't really matter how good the Oilers have been. They can't beat Winnipeg on home ice. Not Winnipeg, Minnesota. And to me, Leon Draisaitl talked about, hey, it's only one game, but they got to start going here. They got to get some momentum. You can't play that well against Seattle and then follow it up with a meh performance. I actually think this is a pretty important game for the Oilers.
Well, it's important because every time you win a game and play well, you build the first rung in the ladder. And this team needs to find the ladder here. They need to find the second rung and the third rung. They need to prove to themselves far more than they need to prove to anybody else that they have the foundation of their game figured out and that they know they have a game they can roll out that will be competitive every night, not just every third or fourth night. And they don't have that yet. When you don't win more than one in a row, Jay, when the good teams beat you by 6 or 7, everybody in that dressing room knows we're not close here. And they've got another swing at, they're walking up to the plate again tonight, coming off a real good effort. They laid it down once in a row, and they know that, that if we're going to build anything, we got to do it again tonight. So it's important that you don't fall back to the bottom of the ladder again here. It's important for the Oilers to establish the fact that they're past the Dallas and Colorados and they're, those games, and they got something to build on. So let's see if they can find it tonight.
I asked Non-Block about Trent Frederick today, and he gave a pretty long, I thought, fair answer. Like I played the whole one on our show, and we'll replay it again before the end of the show. But just how, hey, you know what? Like, you come to a new place, there's lots of pressure. I like what he said. He goes, there's lots of pressure when you get the new contract. It's funny. A lot of fans like, oh, he's just happy now. He doesn't care. He's got his contract. It's actually the opposite. Like, the player's like, oh my God, I got to live up to this. And Non-Block is like, sometimes it paralyzes you and you're thinking too much and you just got to go out and play. And Frederick really probably got to go out, like, don't fight heavyweights, but just go out and run around and hit somebody and go up and down the wing and try to get your game back by playing with energy. And I know maybe that seems easier said than done because obviously hitting's hard, but he seems to be thinking, not reacting very often on the ice. Yeah.
And I disagree with it to an extent. I feel like when you sign a big contract like that, like, you're right when you say it's your own pressure on yourself. Forget the whole, oh, he's fat and sassy, he's got a deal, he doesn't care. That's stupidity, right? Mm-hmm. The guy signs a new contract. Every hockey player I know, they're going out, they want to prove to the team that signed him that you didn't make a mistake. I'm worth it. We're going to have a good relationship. He's here for 8 years. He's also trying to prove to his teammates on a very elite team that's been to the Cup 2 years in a row, hey, I'm going to be part of something good here. I'm going to help in this dressing room. And when you're not helping, and we're 30 games in almost, there's a ton of internal pressure when you put your head in the pillow at night. Like, man, I wonder what they think about me, right? How am I being greeted by the group? Like, hockey's it's important that guys fit in. We've heard it a million times, and he's on the ice. He's not fitting in yet. And that's non-Adam. So, the part I disagree on, Jay, is I sure haven't seen Clattenburg have a hard time finding hits, and have an energy. Like, maybe that's what he's got to do, is just go back to being a young guy who runs around and get yourself in the game, because he's got to find a role on this team. And right now, Frederick hasn't found himself a role. He's moved all over the place because he hasn't got any roots down. He hasn't found a line or a role or a place in the lineup that he's calling his own, that's working. And that's the first thing. He's got to find something that he does that he brings to this team where they need him. And right now, he's just another guy, and that's not what they signed.
No, well, 100%. Like, he's just, he had that stretch where he's physical, and he's actually, he's got the most hits per 60 of anybody who's played 10 games on the Oilers. Obviously, Clattenburg's only played 3, and his got 14 hits in limited minutes, and being very good. But, he's actually been more physical either in Pod Coles, and he had a stretch of games there. It's just, he hasn't been able to bring more. And like, when he went out and fought Olivier, like, I give him a lot of credit. I just don't, that to me showed a guy's like, well, okay, I'm going to do this and maybe that'll work. Like, you know what? He's never been a heavyweight. He doesn't need to fight the heavyweights, right? And I don't even need to fight. Like, just go out there and be the initiator, right? Like, look at Marchman got the Oilers all pissed off, and they responded as a team, and, they got the wolf pack mentality, and that's all great. But, like, you go out against Minnesota tonight, and now they got Trent, and he's a big dude, and he's strong and tough, and Middleton's okay. But look at their defense. Like, bro, they got a lot of smaller defensemen, lots of smaller, like, go out and just be physical. And how about get your bench elevated? Because the Oilers seem to have to get mad at the opposition, and then they're like, okay, we're in it, rather than be like, you know what? Let's make the other team mad first and bring ourselves in it that way.
Yeah, initiate. I think the key word there is initiate. Trent Frederick's got to quit waiting for the game to come to him, he's not here to score goals. He's a guy that goals will come to him when he plays his game. They didn't sign a guy they're expecting more than 12 or 14 goals out of a year. Like, they don't need him to score a whole bunch of goals. They need other things from him. And you just listed about 6 of them, but he needs to, you're right. Like, he needs to, again, look, it's the old Craig McTavish line. Do something that makes me want to give you another shift. Do something where I look at you and go, man, we need this guy because he does bring something to our table that no other player brings. We all know it's pretty obvious with the Oilers. They've never been a physical team, Jay. They've never had guys that initiate physically. They don't have an issue with the Oilers, and it's been on forever. The only way they have to change momentum in their favor when it's going bad is to score a goal, right?
Mhm.
Well, sometimes you need someone to throw a hit to change momentum. You need someone to start a scrum that might change momentum. You need someone to punch someone in the head that can change momentum. If you're waiting around to score a goal, that's your only way to change momentum. Man, that if that goal doesn't come, you lose the game. Like, it's got to be easier than that. And Frederick's a guy that possesses all those abilities. He should be able to help switch momentum a number of ways, not just by scoring a goal. And that's the only part I don't get here, Jay. I think we know this. I think our listeners aren't surprised by what we're saying. I don't know why he doesn't know that, and I don't know why people aren't telling him that every day inside that dressing room. That's all.
Yeah, I think he does know. Like I said, like if you go back, he had a stretch of games, that Vancouver game, and then about 4 others afterwards. He was pretty good. But yeah, and I'll say, like, hitting isn't just as easy to go out and do it. Like, I know you do it for 3 games. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's great. But realistically, it's not that hard. It's hard because you don't see a lot of guys doing it, right? Like, you got to be able to have your timing. And then now that he's down to playing 8-9 minutes a night, I think it's even harder, right? Because you sit there and now I know Clattenburg's done it. Just because he's done it for 3 games, to me, that's not doing it. He's done it for 3 games. It's not.
I give you Zach Hyman in the playoffs last year.
Sure,
right?
okay. Yeah, but playoffs, everybody hits, right? Like, it's almost, sounds crazy. It's almost, if you don't hit in the playoffs, you don't play. Like, everybody outside of outside of Draisaitl, because McDavid actually does hit, delivers hits, right? So you can do it. But the difference is, like, the emotion of a playoff game, Spec. Like, anybody who goes, like, they're going to go to the rink tonight. You can't, man, as much as you want to try, like, the rink isn't bustling. There's not the noise. Like, the noise level in warm-up in the playoff game is louder than the highest noise level in the regular season after a goal, I think.
Well, for sure. But I mean, that's where a guy, that's why you have energy players.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a long, dull season. And there's guys on benches that know, okay, it's my moment here. I got to get over and get something happening. I got to make something happen. It doesn't have to be a fight, but we all know how McDavid and Draisaitl bring energy and bring momentum changes and get their team going. But everybody can't be like that. No. Other guys have different ways of making things happen. And the Oilers have lacked in that player for a long time. The guy that says, okay, it's my time to get out there and make something happen to turn this thing around. Corey Perry, I'll give you him from last year. How many times did he jump over the boards and start something up and turn the game around and wake his team up on a slow, sleepy night? Trent Frederick's got to be that guy. I don't know if he doesn't want to do it. I don't know if he doesn't want to hear it. I don't know what's going on with Trent Frederick. We'll talk to him soon and figure it out. Like, I want to give the guy space and let him find his way in this town a little bit. Yeah. But he's a guy that has to sit in the bench and go, okay, you know what? It's my time to bring some energy to this team. It's my time to jump over the boards and get a quiet crowd cheering a little bit. It's my time to do my job. He's got to figure out what his job is before he's going to know when to do it.
What's your expectations for the Oilers tonight, Spec?
Oh, I mean, I really think that they're tired of being the nail here on home ice.
It's true.
I think that there's some pride. I think there's pride that says, okay, look, those 2 games were embarrassing. We're not letting that happen again. Minnesota's a very good team, but you know what? Edmonton's a very good team too. So, I'm not going to pick a winner for you. I think the Oilers will be a lot more competitive. I think they'll take a lot less chances early in a game. I think they'll find their way into this thing and play a better defensive game. I'll bet you it's a low scoring game and someone's going to win 2-1, 3-2. That's what I got.
All right, Jacques Lemaire Jr. We'll see you at the rink.
That's what I see tonight.
And,
I know. I'm not telling you I love that kind of hockey, but that's what I see coming.
You're probably not wrong. Awesome. That's Mark Spector, the Spec Report, brought to you by GS Construction. We're now up to $5,500 with Lee in our month of giving package. That's awesome. 833-401-1440. We're down to about the last 25 minutes. It always gets a little spicy in the last 25. I like it. So 833-401-1440. Quick break. We'll return. DVD will join us on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
I'm Gene Principe, bringing season's heatings from Legacy Heating and Cooling. For Yuletide comfort you'll love this Christmas. You should. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. There's no better way to fix your furnace. You just... Call Legacy. They're professional, never rude, doll. You should. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. Plus, no interest and no prints of payments for 1 year when you buy with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
When you're in need of deeper respiratory support, try NAC 8.5X. 600 milligrams of NAC with 8.5 times better absorption. Available now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of each month.
Ring in the new year with a Canadian country legend. December 31st, in concert at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Brett Kissel. She drives me crazy. With special guests Haley Benedict and Morgan Clyburn. Bring your friends, your cowboy boots, and your party spirit for a night full of hits, celebration, and unforgettable memories. Hosted by Chris Sheets. The countdown to 2026 starts with Brett Kissel live on stage. Get your tickets now at silenticecenter.com/events.
Picture this. You're sleeping and you're awake, but it's a good day because you're about to make your way to McDonald's to pick up some breakfast. Fast forward, you're there. What's this? You can now get all those breakfast classics penny style with rich, creamy hollandaise-style sauce. A happy little tear rolls down your cheek. You grab your small McCafe premium roast coffee, still just $1 plus tax every day, and see. Get up and at 'em with the Egg McMuffin. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada, prices exclude delivery.
Do you listen to sports radio at work? Like right now? Well, do you? Who, me? No way. I swear. Okay, friend, we won't tell. Tens of thousands of sports fans listen to Sports 1440 each and every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. If you listen to Sports 1440 at work, well, maybe it's time to advertise on Sports 1440 at work. Grow your business. Get your name out there. Shoot our ad team an email. Gregor@sports1440.ca. Let's get to work for you.
It's Canadian Tire's Black Friday sale.
With the lowest prices of the year.
How low can we go?
Limbo again?
Shop the Black Friday sale at Canadian Tire and save up to 60%. November 27th to December 7th. Conditions apply. Details online.
Imagine a family get-together where the smiles are as genuine as the conversations. That's the feeling you get at Nisku Ford, a family-owned dealership where finding a new Ford feels just like catching up with old friends. Here, you can take your time, explore the latest Fords, and enjoy the no-pressure atmosphere. It's not just about cars. It's about family, comfort, and trust. The coffee's on, so drive into Nisku Ford or visit niskuford.ca today. Above expectations.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also, a variety of excellent and non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.5:30. Welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Spiff is up to, he had went to 5450, and then, we got up to 5500 from Lee. So we're rocking and rolling here on a lovely Tuesday afternoon. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley with you. Oilers taking on the Wild. We will have the pregame show right at the conclusion of our show with Walker and Paulson as the Oilers and the Wild. We're going to get that Trent Frederick quote coming up in a bit. But first, Derek Van Diest joins us as he always does on Tuesdays afternoon. DVD. Good afternoon. How you doing?
Good, Jason. How you doing today?
I'm excellent. Now I see that I look at the orders, and we've been waiting. It's 2 months, and there's been a few other games where you're like, okay, you know what? Okay, there's the performance, and now you think it's going to come. Now this time is a bit different. They're rested. They've had 3 practices in the last 6 days, which was more they had in the previous 30 days. So yeah. I do look at those factors, but they're also facing the hottest team in the NHL, 9-0-2 in their last 11 games in the Minnesota Wild. I guess, hey, if you want to be good, and you're a team like Edmonton who's won the Western Conference the last 2 years, you got to find a way to beat a team that for whatever reason you can't beat very often on home ice. The Oilers are only 4-9 against the Wild in Edmonton during the McDavid-Draisaitl era.
Yeah, and this is a good team. Like you look at the way the Oilers played the last 2 Central Division opponents. They got spanked by Colorado, they got spanked by Dallas, and Minnesota's right there with them. So yeah, this is going to be a tough game because I think Minnesota's a pretty deep team. They're a pretty patient team, and they really make you work for everything you have. And I think that's one of the things. And they're getting outstanding goaltending right now. So yeah, this is a team that really kind of makes you grind out victories and grind out wins. And you have to be patient when you play them. You've always had to be patient when you play Minnesota. And sometimes, the Oilers don't have that patience, and they'll take advantage of turnovers in the neutral zone. They'll take advantage of turnovers in your own zone. So they kind of really lean on you to make mistakes. And I think that's what the Oilers have to do, is to try to eliminate the mistakes. Just don't give the puck away in the neutral zone. You talk about simplifying your game, get it in deep, cycle a puck in their corner. But yeah, Minnesota's a very, very good hockey team. And this is a team that has a lot of good young talent. And they have guys that can really, really move the puck and shoot the puck. So it's going to be a really good test for the Edmonton Oilers. But you're right. They're not coming off a massive road trip and playing this team. So they have an opportunity to kind of reset and recharge after that road trip. They had a good win in Seattle, so they're trying to build on that and go from there.
The Olympic question DVD came out today in regards to the rink. And we talked about it actually on my show a few weeks ago, but it's official now that it's going to be 196 feet instead of 200 feet. Do you think that really impacts the decision at all for Team Canada? Now, they've known this for a while, so don't get me wrong. It's not like they just found out. They've known for over a month and a half that this was the case. But do you think that 4 feet is going to impact the decision on the Olympic roster?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. Whether you're going to have to get a little bigger and stronger. I know that's how the Americans are built. They're going to be a big, strong team. I haven't heard where they're going to take the 5 feet, whether it be in the neutral zone or whether it be kind of just right? I got to think it's spread out. I would think so, but I remember, was it Chicago's old rink? That wasn't, back in the day, there used to be a bunch of rinks that weren't regulation size. I remember Chicago had one. Boston's was a shoe box. There are a couple of rinks, and I think it was Chicago's where they had the neutral zone was really small. Like they'd taken the whatever feet in the neutral zone. So I think it does make you rethink it. But I think they might have bigger problems right now because I think they're really behind in construction in that arena, and they have no plan B. So they really kind of got to get on that and get that arena done. But yeah, I think. You might want bigger bodies, I guess, because you're going to have less time with the puck, and 5 feet doesn't seem like much, but when you're a defenseman going back to get the puck, that's a big difference because the guys are going to be right on top of you right away. So I think that's one thing that maybe you don't look as much as a skilled lineup because you're not going to have a lot of space out there, and maybe more of a bruiser lineup. And then defensively, you're going to need guys that can break up the cycle. Like that's going to be big. Guys that can do that, get in there and break up that cycle in the corners. So yeah, it's gonna be a fast game. It's gonna be a very physical game now. Like you're looking at it, guys are gonna be on top of each other. So it's gonna be fun to watch, to be honest. And that brings me back to the days where the Oilers had to go into Boston, and the Boston rink was tiny, in Chicago, and there were some other places like that. You think that's unfathomable now that some of the arenas wouldn't actually be regulation size, but back in the day when we were growing up watching hockey, that was the case. So I think it's a bit of an old school thing going into Milan.
Oh yeah, Buffalo remember they used to have the yellow crease in Buffalo, and then the auditorium in Boston and Chicago, and it was different dimensions. I actually didn't mind it. You had different style. You could build your team a little bit to be successful on home ice. I don't mind that at all. Now, no one's building their team, I don't think, for this because it's such a short tournament. And, like a guy like Tom Wilson, I would have had him on my team anyway. I just wonder that a little bit less time. And that means, go back for puck. So I got to go shorter distance. I can get there quicker. If I'm an aggressive forechecker, that could be an advantage. So we'll see how it goes. Now, for the Edmonton Oilers, speaking of aggressive forecheckers, Connor Clattenburg, he's only played 3 games. He scored a goal. He almost scored again in Seattle. Just missed the open net. Got into his first scrap. Freddie Gaudreau's not really a fighter, but still, hey, you jump in there, that's what happens. And I look at him, DVD, and with the injury update on Rosovic and Kapanen, unlikely to maybe return until after Christmas, Clattenburg might get himself a little bit of, 10, 12 games here. And, regardless if he lasts all year long or not, I think this is a guy now who's really opened his eyes to the team to say, hey, we got a fourth line winger who brings a certain element and who maybe can morph into a third liner down the road with more experience, et cetera, that like this month might long-term be the best thing here.
Yeah, no, and this is a guy that made an impression at training camp. A rookie got a couple fights in a rookie game. Like he's a guy that before the season, Stan Bowman talked about we need some youthful energy on this team. We need some youthful enthusiasm on this team. And that was what Savoy and Isaac Howard were supposed to bring to this team, some youthful energy, some youthful enthusiasm. As it worked out, it's actually Clattenburg who's been able to come up here because he does play that rambunctious style. He does get in on the forecheck. He hits guys. He fights. He goes to the net. He's a big, strong kid. And that's something that the Oilers forever have been looking for, a player like this that can get under other people's skin, just go to the net, just play that up and down, game and just run over everybody that he sees. And it's really a breath of fresh air to see a guy like that. And yeah, I think he does bring a lot to the bench. He does bring that energy. And I think he was going to get an opportunity. The fact that he scored a goal is obviously a good thing, but he goes to the net. Good things are going to happen. And we'll see how he kind of handles playing at this level every day, whether he can be that consistent guy and play that way every day. But yeah, he's a guy that we saw in training camp and we said, hey, this kid has a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy. He could be a fan favorite here. He reminds, I think, a lot of people of Kelly Buchberger, the way Kelly Buchberger was when he came up here and started playing the game. He ran over everybody as well. He fought everybody as well. So, yeah, and you need that injection of enthusiasm. You need guys, as Bowman said earlier this year, you need guys that are.
I think we lost DVD just as he was coming in to say his best thing. So we'll see if we can get him back there for a second. But he had us on the edge of his seat with that one. We'll see. But yeah, it's okay. We need to take a break and come back and wrap things up. This has been a very, very busy Tuesday edition of the Gregor Show. Some early scores. Red Wings 2-0 already on the Bruins. 2 goals on 7 shots. Ottawa. Artem Zub has scored. Zetterlund's got 2 points. Tkachuk is back in the lineup, got an assist, and they lead the Canadians 2-1, and no score between the Lightning and the Islanders. Tyler Seguin, I have to look to see if he returned or not, but he fell awkwardly. Actually, he fell down, and Gavrikov kind of fell on his knee, and then he had to limp off very awkwardly. And I got to look quickly at his minutes to see if he's come back. No, he has not. So we'll have to get an update maybe later on Tyler Seguin, but that did not look good. Just the way it leaned on his right knee. Stars have had a lot of injuries. They might have had another one there in the first period. We shall see. We'll come back. Con's going to get for Paulie and Lee and Spiff. Be sure to answer your phone because the Con Man will be calling you as we get everybody. We'd like to give them their final opportunities in the bids for the month of giving package today, courtesy of Astoria Lighting. It is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Get ready, Edmonton. Glow Christmas Festival returns to light up the Edmonton Expo Center from December 4th to 31st with dazzling activities for the entire family. Wander the glowing trails, meet Santa in his sleigh, and shop from over 30 local artisans and vendors with handcrafted gifts and holiday treasures, perfect for everyone on your list. Get your tickets and learn more about what's on this season by visiting the calendar of events at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
I'm tired of waking up tired. Waking up tired.
Are you tired of waking up tired? Come visit our sleep experts at the Brick Mattress Store. Get Canada's guaranteed lowest prices on all things sleep. Plus, try your new mattress for 6 months. If you don't love it, we'll find one you do. Some conditions apply. Stop waking up tired. Get the right mattress guaranteed. Only at the Brick Mattress Store.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Feel a cold coming on? Reach for Oregano 8. With 8 powerful immune boosters like oregano oil, garlic, elderberry, and vitamin C, it delivers fast, effective relief. Available now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of each month.
This Christmas, Subaru is proud to support the Little Warriors, a national charitable organization dedicated to protecting children, raising awareness, and helping survivors heal from the trauma of child sexual abuse. Join us for a Phil Forster event at Rally Subaru in Subaru City. We're collecting much-needed items like AAA batteries, art supplies, backpacks for kids, winter gear, and laundry essentials. Drop off your donations at either location and be entered to win a free detail package. Thank you for your support from Subaru.
Mission Rail and Auctioneering's Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Equipment Auction is this Friday at 9 a.m. Featuring graders, excavators, forklifts, loaders, man lifts, skid steers, plus commercial trailers including 3 unused 2023 Timmins 55-ton triaxle lowboys. Info at maauctions.com.
He's heading into the driveway. Temperatures dropping fast, folks. He opens the hood and, oh no, the battery's on thin ice.
Yeah, that's a tough break, Tim. I mean, you can't expect to compete and win with weak parts in your game like that.
But wait, he's made a clutch move. He's gone to Napa Auto Parts for the win. They've got batteries, winter-grade oils, antifreeze, and wiper blades built for cold Alberta conditions.
That's a championship play, Tim.
With over 85 Alberta locations, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
Mission Rail and Auctioneering's next Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Industrial Auctions are this Thursday and Friday at 9 a.m. These major events include multiple lanes selling a large selection of multi-purpose trucks, equipment, and commercial trailers. Info at maauctions.com.
When you're in need of deeper respiratory support, try NAC 8.5X. 600 milligrams of NAC with 8.5 times better absorption. Available now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of each month.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
It is the final countdown on a busy Tuesday afternoon. Of course, making your way home, please turn your lights on. Take a little extra time. You have lots of time. You have the pregame show. It'll take you right through to puck drop around 7:10 tonight. Oilers and the Minnesota Wild, as the Oilers are just looking to win 2 in a row. They've yet to win 3 in a row this season. So, you know what? In order to get to 3, you got to get to 2. And they'll see if they can do that tonight against the red-hot Minnesota Wild, who are 9-0-2 in their last 11 games. They've had 4 shutouts in that time. 3 of them by Jesper Wallstedt, who will be in goal tonight for that. So Spiff and Lee's up to 56-50 right now. So we got Spiff and Lee and Paulie, who will be in. So please answer your phone, gents, as Cons will be giving you your opportunity for your final bids. So here we go. Lee has it at 56-50. And let's get to the 2-minute warning now, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, where the rates never change. No overtime charges. That's how you build a legacy at legacyheating.ca. Cam Tate, longtime journalist in town, born with cerebral palsy. Cam's in a wheelchair, doesn't let him slow him down, and he's always wanted to be on radio. And now, through the wonders of technology, his words come to life in the 2-minute warning.
The second day of the month of giving dawns with that familiar December mix of cold breath and warm hearts. And how are you holding up? Because if yesterday was any indication, Edmonton showed once again why generosity is stitched right into the fabric of this city. 19 minutes into Gregor's big show, the highest bid already sat at $2,500. 19 minutes. And why not get in the mix right now in these precious 2-minute warning moments to help Santa's Anonymous? The number again, 833-401-1440. One more time, 8.33.401-1440. And speaking of Gregor, he's everywhere. The man appears to teleport between radio towers. This? I swear he's got more locations than Starbucks. 1 minute he's on the radio. The next he's at practice, sticking a microphone under Coach Knobloch's chin before the man's even had his morning coffee. Gregor doesn't wait for news. He hunts it. If there was a story hiding behind a filing cabinet, he'd find it and interview it. So this morning, he asks the coach about Trent Frederick, who, let's be honest, is having a season that could use a little Febreze. 2 goals, no assists, and a -7. A -7? That's not a stat. That's a parking ticket. And right as Gregor gets the question out, pew! A siren blasts down 104 Avenue. One of those loud, sharp, someone better move or we're climbing the sidewalk sirens. Now, I'm not saying Gregor planned it, but the timing was so perfect you'd think he had the driver on speed dial. Maybe the siren was symbolism. Maybe it was coincidence. Or maybe it was the universe saying, Trent, buddy, let's get things going. And Trent Frederick? He can still be a big piece of the puzzle. Stan Bowman didn't give him 8 years because he ran out of pens. Sure, the -7 hangs over him like that one Christmas decoration you forgot to take down. But Knobloch answered Gregor's question with real belief, the kind coaches save for players who haven't lost the plot. So maybe tonight's the night. Maybe Trent turns that morning siren into those sweet, sweet horns of victory. 2-minute warning. The month of giving with Gregor, Haley, Kruger, and me, Santa Cam. Weekdays on Sports 1440.
Well, there you go, Tater. Appreciate the nice words. And the boys keep bidding. Cons is he's on the phone. He's working hard. This is like Connor puts in his hardest work in the final few minutes every day in the in the month of giving. Oh, it's classic. So thanks for everybody answering the phone. Thanks for all your bids, and we'll find out who the winner is before the end of the show. We got a few other news and notes to get to on the Edmonton Oilers. As I mentioned, that the Oilers haven't had a boatload of success against the Minnesota Wild in Edmonton. There are a few guys, though, like Jared Spurgeon, the local product. We talked about it today. He's really excited. He's got a lot of family and friends, gets to have a family meal. And that matters, man. You every time you come back to play in your hometown, yes, you have family and friends there, but, he grew up an Oilers fan, and now you get to play in that building. It means something. So him and Jake Middleton didn't play as many minutes together as they in the first month, but and both of them were struggling. When they played together, they got outscored 7-0. So they split them up, but in November, they've been unreal together. And Middleton's 12-1 goal for against 5-5. Spurgeon's 11-1 when they're together. They're 10-1 in over 170 minutes. So, and the only goal they gave up was the last game against Buffalo. They almost had the perfect month for a defense pair. when you can say we went the whole month and weren't on the ice for 1 goal against 5-on-5, that's pretty damn impressive. So watch for them. Who's ever out there against the Oilers, it's probably going to be challenging to generate some opportunities just based on how good they have been as of late. If you missed it, the Oilers, McDavid, Savoy, Hyman, Draisaitl, Mangiapane, Podkolzin, Nugent Hopkins, Janmark, and Henrique, Lazar between Frederick and Clattenburg, Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, Regula, Kulak, Emberson, and Skinner. The Wild have got some injuries up front, so their center ice depth, Rossi's not in, Yurov's not in, so Hartman's going to be their first line center tonight with Zuccarello and Kaprizov, Eriksson Ek with Boldy and Johansson, Sturm with Tarasenko and Trennan, and then Jones, Tyler Pitlick, former Oiler, and Ogren, the fourth liners, Brodin, Faber, Middleton, Spurgeon, Buyam, and Bogosian with Wallstead in between the pipes tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. For the Minnesota Wild. A little bit of a Freudian slip there, Oiler fans. Sort of tease you. Thought maybe they were going to do it. Greg's, that's quite the sexy voiceover. I know. I told you that voice that Tater's working on now. It's just like, ooh, it's just like Barry White doing the voiceover. But yeah, it sounds good. Sounds real good. So, geez, Con's really working the phones here on the bids. Interesting. Another news actually for Toronto Blue Jays fans. I want to get you the notes. The Jays have signed Cody Ponce to a 3-year agreement. Now, Ponce has spent the last few years in Europe. Big time reliever. And when I say big time, he's 6'6", 255 pounds. He went 17-1 with Hanwha last year with a 1.89 ERA and 252 strikeouts in 180 2/3 innings. That was his best year. His last few years haven't been as good, but the Jays are looking for pitching help. He's going to come probably at long-term. More of a long-distance reliever, early reliever. He's going to be a starting pitcher. I wouldn't think at this point, considering all the stars they have. But I do wonder, with him coming in and the amount of innings he pitched, was a starter. Is Barrios potentially on the move for the Toronto Blue Jays? I think there's a good chance here. I think there's a good chance that we won't see him in Toronto next year. Just my thoughts. So we'll see. Con, you got an update on the bid? Where are we at, buddy?
Yeah, I do. So we did have Lee has dropped out. Spiff right now leads the way at 58.50, and Paulie is missing in action.
Well, so you're going to give him one more chance.
I'm going to try again.
Answer your phone. Otherwise, Spiff is going to get it. Nice. Back to the Future. Oof. Love it. Love it. So we'll give him a thought, and then we'll announce the winner when we come out of the break.
He's out.
He's out. Spiff, you are the winner, my man. Thanks to Lee. Thanks to Paulie for helping bid it up. We appreciate it. That is awesome for Santa's Anonymous. Today, coming up, the pregame show is next. But first, it's a con man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Ewell, your partner in power since 1976. For all your electrical needs, our electrical gear, you think one shop, EWEL.ca. Good night.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Game day, the Oilers in Wild meeting down at Rogers Place. Puck drop just after 7 o'clock. Pre-game coverage with Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson, and Landon Ferraro coming up next. Right now, after 20 minutes, Sens lead the Canadians 2-1. Red Wings up on the Bruins 2-0. Lightning and Islanders scoreless. The Rangers and Stars tied at 1 apiece at midway through the first. Leafs on top of the Panthers 2-0. Later tonight, Preds host the Flames Canucks in Denver. Golden Knights taking on the Blackhawks and the Capitals. And the Kings in the Association Raptors trail the Trailblazers 27-21. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. In the AJ tonight, Fort Mac taking on Bonnyville. PWHL action. Minnesota taking on Ottawa. Right now, Minnesota up 3-0 heading into the second period. The Edmonton Elks assigned defensive lineman